Logging in, Affyxal here. Today I'm gonna be playing the entire spring Cultivation Intervalo. I just went straight into it. Like a woman, with no self-respect. And OnlyFans. Subscribe and become an affiliate, so I don't rob you by the end of the video. Thanks for dropping by. It's Thursday, Limbus Company update. I actually don't know what's gonna happen here. The little German boy. We finally get to play a different minigame besides Mirror Dungeon. The hall was chill with tense air, and those present all sat in complete silence. Then there was Jie Yanchun, with her lips slightly curled with a merciless sneer, and at the center of it all sat Jie Sichun, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone. Jie Yanchun, seated next to the hierarch seat upon which Sichun sat, smoothly takes control of the situation and begins the assembly. Honored heads of houses, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and she nods slightly, acknowledging our awkward presence. And the Sichun's guests, whose stay here at our H Corp seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q Corp? What's up with her acting? She's any less of an outsider than we are. Yeah, and did everyone catch that? R H Corp. Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous. Especially Jie Sichun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she is using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. As we all are, venerable former GMU has always discussed with and confided in me about the matters of the greatest import, the momentousness of which steered the very course of H Corp's prospects. Even after I departed the family for Q Corp, venerable former GMU has always written missives to confer with such matters with me. Something about it smelled suspicious, but we'd already missed the window to challenge her to present us with proof without breaking our decorum. Thus, it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the venerable GMU's will. I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to discuss and determine the future of H Corp. What a grandiose and self-important introduction. It seemed clear to me that she considered herself to be the main character of this scene, or something. Your Grace certainly befits your station, Lady Yanjun. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hongyan, despite your already saturated schedule. What the fuck does that mean? We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity, Lady Yanchun. What's this guy? I beat your ass in the last canto. My parents, a true shame that we couldn't be here, have always sung praises of your expertise, Yanchun. The glaze! Wang Jiao. Oh, this guy. Responses from the participants are just as protracted. Only why the fuck is Dante talking so deep? I don't know these fucking words. Only obsequious instead of arrogant. As heads of some of those houses, were under investigation for concerting with the forces foreign to Hongyan. Oh yeah, there's like almost a takeover with all of the other wings. Their vacuum was filled with their children's generation, many of whom we had the pleasure of meeting during the family hierarch war. Very well then, shall we? Welcome, Jia Shichun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hongyan's family hierarch. Greetings, I am. Now, what the fuck? Bitch! Tangina mo bitch naman. For many years, all those who have gathered here have toiled day and night for the eternal prosperity and the growth of H Corp. Wawa si Jian. I feel bad for Shichun. Zichun's expression immediately sours as Yuanchun unceremoniously cuts her off. First on the agenda, for this assembly are urgent discussions and passage of new major policy items that have been tabled for far too long. Distributive contribution rights, auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Hold on! Hold it! Big sister, Yanchun. Passing the distributive auctioning right would allow the open auction For any remaining rooms, they were reconstruction rules. And the quarterly amnesty wouldn't do a thing but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals. But wow, she's a politician! Granting new large real estate assignments regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. Jason stutters a little, flustered before continuing. My point is, these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn to favor lining the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials. Communist! She's a communist! If I may, Venerable Hierarch, lining the pockets, that is quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to its highest contributing members, don't you think? Wow. I hate the government. Oh, before we continue, Xiechun, I'm not entirely certain if you are aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarchy, the perceived value of Hongyuan has been racing for the lack of a better word, rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hongyuan's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarch. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value, and the reputation freefall and restore prosperity and greatness to Hongyuan once again. Yeah, okay, and that's the family hierarch's job, right? Why are you, if you had pursued H Corp's pursued, yeah it is, perused, fucking wrong word, perused H Corp's articles of association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors' voice may also carry de facto power in the assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. State of crisis. What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarchy was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemingly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously through years upon years of toil. So what is this if not a state of crisis? And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarch's qualities when this decline has coincided precisely with her ascension? Jia Yanshun was somehow turning the room against Yichun without presenting a single shred of evidence portraying her as some burdensome hierarch, was single-handedly tanking H Corp's value. No one in the assembly, not a single representative from any families present, stepped up to the point out how Jiaxun's actions were what finally repelled the outside forces that had marched right up to Hongyuan's front yard. Or how she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within the Guanyan. She hadn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension, despite her relative inexperience. But, everyone in Hongyuan's board of directors, the heads of each family, averted their eyes as though all of that had somehow inconceivably slipped their minds. So you take yourself to be a qualified individual for that responsibility, Xiachu. Very well, then proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years quarterly net revenue records for Hongyuan singularity-related businesses, your calculations on the next year's fiscal debt forecast, and that exact recipe and variation numbers for the bonuses that have been registered in the last 5 years. The Venerable Hierarch has not received that data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that followed the ascension. We are still indexing all available materials, too. Isn't that funny? Not once in the history of Hongyuan has the family hierarch ever failed to provide immediate detailed answers regarding Hongyuan's historical statistics. Wow. Jia Yuanshan must have known all, too. She must have known how the previous family hierarchs were all directly supplied an immense repository of information through the Xianghuan worm or something of the equivalent. Alright! The fucking worm I killed. Yeah, the immortality worm. That was shit. And she's using it to target Jiachun's weakness, knowingly asking questions, she, the first family hierarch without the ana, anamna worm. What the fuck are these terms? Anamna worm couldn't possibly answer. The responsibilities tied to the venerable seat of the hierarch GMU are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we leave the matters of the wing to someone who is evidently unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstances, our hands may be forced to call the vote of the motion of no confidence. A motion of no confidence? A motion of no confidence, when passed by the high-ranking political officials, can result in the removal of the chief executive from the office. What? Then why the hell did we do the entire hierarchy thing? My god. So they're going after secrets now. Oh my god. So this is the picture Jianshin wanted to paint. Impotent family hierarch stammering and stumbling to her first meeting to the total and near unanimous lack of support from the HCOR board of directors. Whatever jargon they're on about. Seems to me they've got no ounce of respect for the last or us. Never trust twats overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you out the moment they longer see you as useful. Che. You're not the only one who's pissed off. So can you please stop shaking your leg for a second? Don't need to make our frustration any more obvious, you know? My arse would have left the chair long ago if it weren't for this last. In H Corp, should the board of directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion, certain parts of the family hierarch's powers will be removed. It is entirely possible that she will become a hierarch in name only. So they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. This is some needlessly convoluted weight. The assembly will now consider the motion of no confidence. Are there any objections to bringing the motion of no confidence against family hierarch Jia Shichun to the floor? Hold on, the vote of no confidence isn't an item you can invoke so lightly. The Shi family has no objections. Wow, you're just sad I beat your ass, boo. Let's say the Wang family has no objections either. Oh. Son of a bitch, well, he's a neutral party. Shu family too. Wow, it's you! It's you! Fuck, she got kidnapped by her. Fucking bitch. And then, oh no. The arrest of the previous family heads seem to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power wore more youthful faces, but their tongues still carried the same old resistance to change. The new family heads were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Yuanchun's good graces. New faces, same old. Oh no. And needless to say, Heathcliff wasn't the only sinner fuming with rage. It is far too vexing to simply watch and do not. Right? I know you wouldn't let us aside, Don Quixote. We're walking all over Shichun like she's not even here. Forsooth, we cannot let such injustice transpire unabated. Hey, seems like we're both on the same page. That's it. I'm not going to hesitate to make myself heard again. This time, I want to be courageous with your help, Don. Oh, he's growing up! The little German boy, growing up! Good to see! Come on, let's do this together. Oh, okay? Very well. I am in agreement. Yeah, let's go on 3 at the same time. If there are no objections, 1, 2, the assembly will put this resolution to vote in a month. And 3, here, objection! Bloody oi! Have you gone mental? Sinclair stood tall at the center of the entire room's undivided astonishment, alone. Huh? Don Quixote, still firmly in her seat, gazed upon Sinclair's proud stand and rubbed her nose. Young Sinclair, thou hast evolved indeed. What an unmitigated pursuer of justice thou hast become, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Certainly, mine efforts have finally borne fruit. What? Oh, what the hell? Did Don Quixote or Heathcliff suddenly rub off on you or something? No, wait, no. What happened there, Don Quixote? We were going to. What happened to objecting together? What? I had taken thy suggestion to mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction through the official channels, borrowing the titles of the illustrious Red Gaze and the Department of LCC. Disputes in succession of power on such high level of government are highly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Dost thou not agree? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why are you normal all of a sudden? He's the new Don Quixote. No. He's left to be hung dry. It's so sad. Lad, what just happened? What happened to the clammy meek boy? Well, that's... I guess I just assumed that this was how Limbus company rolls now. There seems to have been an unexpected outburst from Shichun's guests. Withdraw your objection and we will consider this a momentary loss of control and not enter it as an official statement. Oh. It was, Sinclair's eyes were shaking like someone with his life on the line. If not, I take it that you will have full confidence in her abilities. So please, I encourage you to elaborate. When and how will Shichun demonstrate her aptitude for the responsibilities of the family hierarch? His voice continues to shrivel into a corner. He can't. And how could anyone? How could anyone when we all had very clear view of her path to ascension? During the family hierarch evaluation, Jia Baoyu donated the coins he received from Jia Q to you. Essentially, you pity partied your way to victory. Pity party? And for your ascension, Jia Q. And those outsiders from an upstart company had to, almost literally, carry you to the seat. Has there ever been a single victory attained by your own hands in the entire process? But we have not all been witness to the qualities she exhibited during the family hierarch evaluation in her own ascension. You must have no shame, snaking your forked tongue in the audience of both heaven and earth like an unwitting buffoon. That's when quiet, even footsteps broke through Jia Yanshun's merciless dismantling of Jia Shichun. Yet I see the point. The hierarch, with her grace, only needs to demonstrate her already established qualifications before all. This is no place for an outsider to speak, but proceed. Just how will she prove herself before us? What an odd statement coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I could only presume from the verbosity that the right to speak in this form was open to all outsiders. Oh my god! You have said it yourself, no? That the vote of no confidence resolution will proceed in a month. That seems to give the venerable hierarch a month to regain the trust of each family. What? It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarch war difficult to accept. Such doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans would lay out the results quite obviously. Very well. A fair challenge between clans, which would preload the participation of the family hierarchs, Heisho Pax, and the Jialan Guards. So you would remove her POW, Cannon, and Ju Chariot before the game even begins. Why not make this a test, a series of sparring matches in both academia and martial arts, if such is the case? Haha. But audacity, what do you truly have? That much faith? Oh wait, fuck, I messed that up. Do you truly have that much faith in Jia Shichun's abilities? You must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be a unanimous one-sided end to the vote of no confidence, and naturally, any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarch shall be transferred to the board of directors. That is fine by us. You are free to choose any champion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. But in the midst of the confused, flabbergasted silence, from the other sinners, a clear, carefree yet defiant voice rings out. Honglu's retort. That's not true at all, big sister Yanchun. We actually have just as much confidence in Shishun as she does. His wide eyes stare directly and unblinkingly at Jia Yanchun's. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Impudent child, how dare he stare me down like that? Then you are welcome to try. 1 month. You have but 1 month to prove before all in the audience that she is, indeed, fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, she should successfully prove herself. None of you shall again rightly challenge the independent rights and powers bestowed upon the family hierarch. The consequences of such recalcitrant... What the fuck? Would be no different from those that the traitors are facing, wouldn't you agree? Well then, we will excuse ourselves for now. Wait, Zigong turns towards us with the same mysterious smile and slowly directs us outside the assembly hall. We may call them sparring matches, but you know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim to the seat of the family hierarch. A month is a time far too brief for drastic improvement, regardless of for whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one master might take, not to mention official channels through which you must bring them past Donggun's walls, which may take up to 2 months. Why not relent now and relinquish but a part of your powers as the family hierarch to the board of directors? It seems that this fellow outsider's mental faculties are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that when in the presence of 3 people, one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Jia Shichun's masters, each carrying something new to teach her. All 13 of them, yeah. I don't know how this is gonna fucking end for all of us. Jesus Christ. Zigong gestured confidently toward the flabbergasted sinners, and the assembly came to an end. Okay, we gotta train up Jiachun like I train my horses in Uma Musume. I wonder how the minigame will go. Cockclair. Hello, Cockclair. Cockclair. The 12 teachers. Wait, 13. She said 13. Why not? Am I not included? What the fuck? Oh wait, no, Sinclair's gonna be the student, right? We were planning to train Jia Shichun anyway, but it seems that we are now under an unexpected deadline. Hey, when you said that the LCB was going to help me out, did you guys mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Of course not, Shichun. Big Sister Yanchun's an old snake. You've just given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall, to prove to the world that once and for all that I am not qualified at all, to be the family hierarch. Aw, but Shishun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I just thought I just had to hold on to with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do. But now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be the family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much lucked into this position. Shichun, don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just some kid who happened to be just good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid that the responsibility of a family hierarch might be too much. Her self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction. He finally spoke! Mersault! He finally spoke. Praise be. The heck, Shichun? I don't remember you being this kind of character. What happened to the girl who looked down on us from the moment we met? You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we were, didn't you? Where did all that confidence go, girl? That actually got under her skin back then, huh? So, Shi-chun, what do you want to do now? Or, what do you want to do? Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Yanchun's going to continue expanding her influence here. True. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozy to each other for a long time. Is the implication that her testaments on her influence were true? Yep, it's true. Before she left for Q Corp, Big Sister Yanchun used to always accompany Jiamyu to these assemblies. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarchy's scope of power. And who knows, they might even call for a re-evaluation. However unlikely that sounds. Besides, Big Sister Yanchun, I think her definition of Hongyun's prosperity might be different from mine. What she's looking for isn't H Corp's prosperity, it's the Guanyuan's. And I know that this is all something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which I bet has already been going on for a while under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. Which is not the kind of vision you had for Hongyun's future, right? And that's why you spoke up against her. My vision for Hongyuan is... I want to change H Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this. And in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great! So it's decided then. We just need Fao to deliver the bad news to Saud. So, to summarize, the responsibility of training Xiachun to win these matches, I mean, these amorphous tests, upon which hinges the family hierarchy's fate, in almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Yanchun's control, by the way, and is probably a trap within the next 30 days, is ours. And we have to explain to Saud. Wow, that sounds a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have been quite rote. Sometime later. Pretty thee! Pretty, thou must impressed upon the illustrious red glaze that twice mine idea. Twasn't mine idea this time. Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote as she made her desperate plea towards Sound. Yes, I understand that well for the 8th time. As always, Sound was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts. Well, that gives us about 30 days, during which those sparring matches, tests, or whatever will be happening as well. Great! Then let's give it our best. Sinclair mutters in a near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened. Yes, I understand. I never should have stepped out of line like that. Something just... Yeah, so let's give it our best. I totally agree. We messed up everything again and what? Limbus company was always going to remain here and assist Miss Jessie Chun acclimate herself to the responsibility of family hierarchy. It was always a part of our plan. Well, I am sure glad I took Faust's advice, and how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB submissions. I never would have had to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports back during the J-Corp incident had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. That is why he has left Zilo and I here to look after the new family hierarch's position, which must still be on rather thin ice. Oh, so that's what they were probably talking about when he pulled them to the side. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have been irrevocably made the entire board of directors not but putty in Yachin's hands. And that would have led to the snake to de facto assume the seat of the family hierarch. Against such an insidious foe, who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one: to challenge her head on. Besides, has this not given you the excuse you needed to prolong your company's stay in Dongguanyan? Daguanyan? I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm sorry. This is also a prime opportunity for Jessie Chun to further solidify her influence here, depending on the outcome of the vote of no confidence. They have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't want to rain on everyone's parade, but, are we not going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not, because you will not fail, not with us aiding your efforts. Also, were you serious back then when you said that we were all going to teach Jessie Chun? All 12 of us? I won't object to selecting only a few of us with better aptitude to be educators. And by the way, we already have an established eternal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results weren't entirely to my satisfaction due to unexpected incidents. She's so pissed that Don Quixote ranked higher than her. This is so cute. Miss Oteshi. That is a statement mired in the narrowed vision rife with factual refractions. I am of the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are defined not by such statistics. So you must be one of... you must be one who plays last in the Isang. Just don't say anything, bud. Best not to stand out like a sore thumb. He's the exception. I may have overreacted then. Isang. My lord has said that from the virtuous we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flawed we may learn to avoid their failings. As long as the student is willing to learn, anyone, anything, can be a teacher. I also, to embrace this teaching, seek from all those who we come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing? Aha! I am preparing a lesson plan for young Shichu, our family hierarch. Wow, you sure got on that fast. So what are these yellow wormy things here? Aha! 'Tis a star! Twinkling in its radiance. According to the schedule you have prepared, the student would have -3 hours available for sleep. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from the core. Twould be a mistake, most fatal indeed. I shall correct it post haste. Zhigong was staring at Don Quixote's expression of her wild artistic merit upon the curriculum with her usual crescent moon eyes. Wait, is that supposed to be what? You're grimacing? I can't tell. Of course, each to their own, I suppose. I need not be shaken by every little thing until we have their actual lesson plans at hand. Don't be confident with Don Quixote. Just don't. Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Zigong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy. You could say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. We're just lucky because I have a clock and I just reverse all of my failures. We have a literal Control Z. I see that you have all individually worked up on your lesson plans as per Zigong's request. Oh, Zilu. Wow! Oh, she's cute! Wait, hold on. Shouldn't there be 13 of them? Even the executive manager has decided to spare their precious time. I received a total of 12 lesson plans. Ah, she looks so cute. Bunny. Ah. Oh, yeah, I handed in my lesson plan too. That is because, so who didn't do their homework? After a brief silence, everyone turned around and looked at one of the sinners. It ain't me. Oh please, at least try to make a compelling argument. Who else other than you could have it possibly? It's me. You, Sync? You've been acting out of character a lot recently. What's going on? Well, that's, Sinclair was drenched in sweat for some reason. Oh, okay. Actually, in Sinclair's seat was a large stack of papers, each to the brim with the writing. Sinclair, are these papers? Done. Sorry, I got into making a lesson plan and just couldn't stop myself from writing. Whew. Sinclair couldn't have appeared to more be proud as he placed that big bundle of sweat-soaked papers. Oh my god. Oh no, she's worried. She receives it with a mild trepidation. You seem to have dedicated quite a momentous effort in drawing up this lesson plan. What's up with her? Let's start reviewing from the first of the stack. 108 Analytical Approaches to the Aesthetics AAA. What does AAA mean? Triple A. And how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a month? Appreciation of Artistry and Assassination. Whoa. Whoa! Has been Ryushu teaching you this shit? Wait, hold on. Sinclair, hold on. Oh. Oh, I thought it was his lesson plan. This is Ryoshu's first. Fucked up. Went too far. Alright, sorry. Flip a page and continue reading for those 108 approaches. What paint did you use? It's quite viscous and the paper has partially melted. What the fuck? I mean, I don't wanna... I don't wanna suggest anything, but viscous and partially melted. Lady, watch yourself. You almost got some on my arm. Aha, a painting. Huh. Zila? Entrails coating the world. Oh, shit. Now you know how Aesthetes appreciates the artistry of slaughter. What the hell did you paint on that paper? Hey, get it together! Zilu stumbled briefly. Whatever was on the paper must have given her quite the shock. My mind wandered for a moment. This is too dangerous to be used for a lesson. Thus it goes to the discard pile. Weak sauce. Zilu crumpled up the paper without hesitation and tossed it out of sight. Next. Intro to Societal Reintegration. Impressive title. Chapter 1. How to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it. What? Oh, it's... Chapter 2. Exploration of exclusively long sleeve fashion and practices. Chapter 3. Projecting confidence and why having a bug arm is totally cool. That's, you know how it is. Be proud of who you are and all that philosophy stuff. I wanted this lesson to give a bit of paradigm shift where we can all come to see our flaws not as some failings, but as evidence to our individuality. Oh, it's okay, Gregor. It's okay. We all accept you. Nobody has any right but to accept you, but you know, it's still acceptance. Which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives no matter what kind of arm we have. Oh, he's so insecure. That's so cute. Discard next. Intro to Denigrative Linguistics. Subheading. The power of words, sticks and stones may break their bones, so let's add words to the file. My credentials include the ability to dress down an opponent so hard that they fall to their knees and beg me to stop. Well, if it's Otis, I don't mind. I have plans for application as well. The lesson teaches methods pertaining to distinguishing complements in criticisms and vice versa. All of this seems rather difficult to learn. I have concluded from my hitherto observations that Yoshi Chun is an individual of great promise in this field. Follow my instructions to a T, and I guarantee you that this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in verbal confrontations. Is this a curriculum to make a best brawler of the best family out of me? The best family hierarch out of me? Zilu seemed quite interested, but Yoshichun vehemently eventually overruled the suggestion. Aww. On Justice, another impressive title. Subheading: Methodologies of captivating an entire room of preoccupied audience. Discuss. Fiancé! Wherefore? Next. Praxis of ego splitting concern. Oh, Yisang! What the fuck is this title, Yisang? Why is there no spaces, Yisang? What the fuck is this concerning the intermirror conflict between the self and the reflection, the paradoxic locality, fractured theory of idealism, in which one attempts to open an unending door to open the— what the fuck? Utterly incomprehensible discard. Perhaps Miss Ryoshi's advice to truncate the lesson title should have been taken in earnest. Survival and exploration. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration team leader is giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 horrible mistakes that occurred because the team was distracted during the leader's lecture. Is this Ishmael? Wait, no, Ishmael. Because Mersault would have been competent. He wouldn't have done this. How to track down a troublemaker who tries to sweep trouble under the rug while the team leader isn't looking. Some ignored my advice. We should have been moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed them down. 3 culprits. What? Yeah, it is Ishmael. And into the shredder it went. And when did that paper shredder get here? The art of using yawning as a cover-up for popping a cookie or 2 in your mouth, especially useful when getting a Rodion. Hey, if you get good at it, you can do that with nuts too. Aha! So it was you who made those crunching noises in our last meeting. What? Nah, do you take me for an amateur? The art of social maneuvers, how to let it flow through you. This is... So there's Gregor, there's Otis, there's Isang, Faust could be one, Ishmael, this could be Mersault, Sinclair, wait, no, Sinclair is, I think he's gonna be the last one. Don Quixote is rejected. Hong Lu, this is Hong Lu, yeah. How to let it flow through you, this is Hong Lu. How to not make things awkward when you walk through right in front in bowed mouth. Hong Lu, yeah! The most important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings you good fortune. Smiles have a way to of disarming people, giving them pause and making them hesitate. I remember that. Big Bro used that technique to confuse a lot of Dongan people who hated him. I see. This. I can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Yeah. Hong Lu's lesson plan is correct. Next. How to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. Mersault. This lesson plan was designed based on Rodion's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Look, in my defense, I didn't know he considered that to be his unique strength, okay? Let us consider whether standing in complete stillness for a week is a quality one might seek in the family hierarchy. Oh, I was expecting Mersault to have like a confident paper. Oh man. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado from bravery? Jack Shite. Heathcliff. Yeah, I've always gotta read the full print. Haha, it's my philosophy. That reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. Martial prowess is indeed indispensable part of the family hierarchy qualities. But our focus is not developing a hierarch of a syndicate. Next, information disparity as a driver of inequitable treatment. This is... the only one left is Sinclair and Faust. It sounds smart, so that's actually the most interesting sounding one so far. Who is this, Faust? In the application of engineering frameworks. Okay, it's kinda losing me, but I'm still on board. Yeah, it's Faust. For systematic resolution in rational self-interest driven societies and... Oh, is it still going? This was 1/5 of the full title. It seems that the same trouble has hindered both you and I. Every word in that title was added for its absolute necessity. They're so cute together, look at them. Indeed, indeed. And shredded. Oh man. After she had gone through the majority of our lesson plans. Finally. Now that's over with. Now that that's over. Yes, it's finally my turn. Phew. Sinclair sighed with the gravitas of someone who's just been bestowed with the most important mission with his life. Thinking back, even back in school, I used to daydream about becoming a teacher myself. I thought I could be good at it. So I guess you could say that I'm pretty happy to have been given the opportunity like this. And it's just Shredder. I call my lesson the theory on self-overcoming. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. You have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday. Hey, but what if I like who I was yesterday more? That's okay. Everyone has their unique potential sleeping deep inside. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, let me teach you. Let me teach you how to not doubt your own capabilities. How to always shoot higher. Hold on. You had me for a second there, but what's up with the acting? Like you're infinitely more enlightened person than I am. Of course, I've prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty too. I never would have imagined Sinclair would be this into it. Yeah, too bad he's not into it that he's not even listening to what Shichun is saying. Oh, okay. Yeah. Following that, your company's... it seems that Zilu has completed her review. Oh, I see. Now how's everything going, everyone? Class prep going well? Oh, sub, mein curriculum most especial. Okay, so that's a no. That was South's impression upon taking a quick glance at Don Quixote, who was sobbing and cradling the shredded pieces of her lesson plan in her hands. Well, it wasn't a complete bust, at least. Sinclair's lesson plan survived. Oh, it survived? Phew. Miss Jigong, Miss South, I prepared a full 30 days worth of lesson plans. Would you like to take a look? Miss Jigong and Sword weren't looking at the dozens of lesson plans Sinclair presented so proudly before their eyes. They were looking away. Zigong especially was looking away with an unmistakable expression of pity. Ooh. So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this, Zilu? I could not bring myself to tell him. Apologies. So this young man produced his entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. I see. Weakness has found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest effort. I understand. However, it has been decided that Sinclair will not be participating as one of Shichun's teachers. Or should I call you Pupil Sinclair, to be exact? Oh. Haha, there's gotta be some mistake, right? Isn't Shichun the pupil here? No, there hasn't been any mistakes. My lord specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well. Hong said that? What? This isn't right. Guys, this isn't right. Now it looks like a proper classroom. It would have felt pretty dang empty with just Shichun sitting all over on his own, don't you think? Besides, I bet Sink's the resident expert on going to schools, right? School was a luxury for me, you know? Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean I ever wanted to go back to school. You should learn to be grateful. I don't dole out my teachings to just anyone. Don't forget, we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. Otis, you always get on your soapbox and try to lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. And you, Ishmael, you always get hyperfixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it for 3 hours at least. I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide, Sinclair. Hold on, Yisang. I thought we were the underdog duo, remember, during the checkup when I said we got this? We were going to get through this together? Oh, got betrayed. The evaluation painted a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge for those who require education. Congratulations, my lady. You have found yourself a deskmate, which some also called a bestie. Which some also call a bestie, depending on desk placement. Shichu and Sinclair, besties. Huh? Deskmate? Bestie? What the heck does any of that mean? Huh? Shichu's eyes widened with confusion, as though she just heard those words for the first time in her life. When I first met her when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institutions. This is par for the course for children of Hong Yuan, who are raised for the purpose of becoming the next family hierarch. The next being that schools can be a perfect place to assassinate someone. Oh. So, deskmate and besties seemingly resigned to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with the other sinners as his teachers. Usually sit next to each other and help one another out. A bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one another. If one forgot to do theirs, they usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time. So not very important at all, huh? I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie. Aww, Claire. It may have come a few years late, but I am moved that my lady finally has a chance at experiencing school. Same here. I remember it like it was yesterday. Shichun would sit here and watch the other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in her eyes. Dude! Oh, that reminds me. One day, out of nowhere, she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't had a clue to how or where she even heard about it, but she snuck into the kitchen and... Wait! Don't you guys have lesson plans to write? Come on, hurry up! 30 days are ticking down, we only got 30 days! Of course! Unfortunately, I have become quite occupied with another task of great importance, assisting Wei with indexing and reviewing various documents that are in critical need of organizing. Thus, I must leave the lesson planning task to you two, Zilu and Miss Sod. Have you any thoughts on the matter? Slacker. What was that? I said nothing. Oh, Sinclair, you have no bestie. It's okay, I can be your bestie. Zilo and Sod appear to have aged several years overnight, their faces unsunken and sallow. Wow. Finally. After referencing the idiosyncrasies and various statistical data available to us regarding each sinner, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. Oh, they have... she has bags under her eyes. Miss Zilu. Apologies. Sleep deprivation has relieved me of a clear mind. The path of an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Still, thanks to Mr. Jacques' methodology you've shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, to do so in 30 days as promised is an implausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 supercategories. And they are called... Oh? Well, what are those supposed to be? Ji, Yong, and Ren. Ji, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To who speak in need of silence shall cost them words. A reasonable sequence of logic. Young, courage, the ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. To have too much of it and risk becoming a brute. Have too little and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. Uh-huh. So how far are we allowed to go to the corporal punishment again? How are we allowed to go to What the fuck, Heathcliff? I recall no insistence of any discussion regarding corporal punishment. And Ren, humanity. It is the benevolence of the heart, the compassion of behavior, that dictates respect towards every human. Clearly the most faculties in this school are severely lacking in all three in your criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei and Ms. Jigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Alright, Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong, my lady. Wei! Despite her protestations, the 30 days of classes commenced. Okay, I'm excited. There is so much hype behind this fucking minigame. Whoa! Okay. The goal in this game mode is to raise the main stats as high as possible over the course of 30 days class. Each class specializes in raising different stats, and some classes might even raise or lower the students' morale values. Aside from days with fixed classes, you can choose up to 3 classes per day. The variety of selectable classes grows as the days go by. Classes can either end in success or failure. A successful class will greatly increase the amount of stat gained, but a class failed will greatly reduce the amount of stat gained. Higher morale results in higher chance to have a successful class. Okay. Class combos are class combinations that give certain boss effects when those classes are taken in the same day. Once you discover a combo, you can preview its activation in the schedule menu. View all discovered combos and undiscovered combos in the combo list page. Once you've selected all of your classes, so begin class button to begin class. Classes progress automatically. During the class, you can view the students changing stat values in real time. Taking a class gives EXP. Once a class EXP has been maxed out, the class will be upgraded to the next level. Taking higher level classes will yield more stat increases. Please note that classes cannot be upgraded beyond Master. Expert. Raising Ji, Yong, and Ren stats beyond a specific level or upgrading a class to a certain level will enhance the student's combat prowess. These enhancements are applied separately for Jiachun and Sinclair. Jiachun / resist. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to fight the Stooges, the fucking Shui family, the Shi family, and all the other fucking families. Select the magnifier icon here to view Jiachun's detailed stats. On certain days, combat encounters may occur in place of classes. Jiachun will be participating in these encounters on her own. Skill slots are chained automatically. Press the gong-shaped button to begin the combat phase. Only by winning the combat encounter can she progress to the next day or the next class. So what, we're just gonna watch her fight? Oh, there's a lot of combos. Okay. Oh, I can switch. Okay. Sinclair's the bird, that's so funny. Resume. My name is Yi-san. That is all. The class I have prepared for today. Aha! I've heard plenty about your mirror tech. Which makes me wonder... Going by the level of advancement in that technology, couldn't you have approached it from a different angle? You know how technological advances usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction. Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surmise now, the mirror has, in the past, almost been employed to shatter possibilities, instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that's the angle most others wanted to see happen. Removal of potential risk. Sounds like sounds more palatable than potential itself to some people, after all. Correct again. Yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering for my heart. My sole urges from it was abandonment from my quondam fellows and my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. How did you bring yourself to just abandon it all? I conversed. With who? With myself. That lies within me. As you are aware, the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength in the world. Yet even among them, the reflection of greatness importance is that of the self. Let not the innumerable words of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon one's self. Okay. I had the very precious time learning to image my inner self. Shishin's Joan. Oh wow. Okay. Now if you're prepared, explain. Do explain what you see in the mirror. You need not hesitate. For some reason, Shishin appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, it's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long. My lady, do you recall Sun Zhen of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was gonna show me a precious flower that blooms only at night? I remember what you were vehemently against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. Don't tell me you were actually looking forward to meeting him, my lady. Oh, of course not. You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited, my lady. That vile man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the meeting spot and would have been waiting there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently, he was outplayed and had his head torn off as punishment. What a relief, isn't it? I guess. I'm glad I didn't go away. You're right. If only you still had the Wu branch under your control. Stop it. We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I found it so hard to meet her eyes. I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to be a common occurrence anyway, and the family hierarchy war was always looming on the horizon. Perhaps what you felt then may have been shame, but it is paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see? I see that you see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seemed like Sinclair couldn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I'm understanding something now. Now that I had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. I learned how to be true to myself by looking into the mirror. Yeah. Okay, mandatory, so I can only select Pisang for that. We're gonna see what combo they do. It is true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. Sinclair and Shichun both sat with a bit of apprehension as well, which is understandable given what Sao told them before. Which is understandable given what Sao told them sometime before the lesson started. Some time ago, Otis, who had been glaring daggers at Don Quixote for a good while, decided to voice her doubts to Saud. So, what is Don Quixote, that woman, supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Don Quixote is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. And why would any of that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixers often appear when history is in the making? Oh! Let us see here. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing her whole life for it, then continued. Amongst the greatest fixers, whose honed names were engraved in history. Ah, verily, let us commence this lesson with the tale of the fixer Wei Fei. This tale beginneth in the year. Are you done? Just how can she continue to talk at such length? She's been going on for ages. Thus come the time to test thy dedication to this class, and the knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz if that will. What? Wait, what? When did she even have time to prepare this? It's a game, the game show fucking... What? She has a game show rigged? I can assure thee, 'tis a quiz of entirely reasonable difficulty if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? Ahaha! But of course, I came prepared for such inquiries. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon thee, from the very treasure chest of mine, these precious, precious fixer badges. Forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every single one of them on each separate occasions at the very least. I don't know, I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus reward for the victor who, by the end of this match, carries more badges. Thou shalt attain the role of a protagonist in this theatrical play in my making, Fixer Chronicles. Yefway! 'Tis an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm still not really... It's not really doing anything for either of us. It's still a pretty useless reward, but if you're turning this into a competition, I won't lose. Seriously? What? Scared you lose? Is history your weakness or something? I'll have you know I was the teacher's pet in every single history class I took. And I'll have you know that I was, no matter what subject, showered with praise from every master I ever had. Okay, if that's how you wanna play it, I'll have you know I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art classes, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal your thunders yet, Jun. Oh, then let me tell you that I was trained in the mastery of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my masters told me? He said, looks like Miss Yachun is finally getting a feel for how friendships close in age are forced in school. That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. Yep. I talked in response. This year 505, what is the historical community consensus on the most illustrious battle that Fixer UFA is said to have partaketh in? Allow me to impart thee a major clue if thou hasn't paid attention as I discoursed upon the 5 pillages, in which the Fixer UFA was mentioned. This should not be a difficult question to answer. The honorable fixer of the Curian Haven, who attained triumph in the Battle of the Rhino Tree in the year 465, has said what? In the worst ordeal she had faced in her entire career. I got it! It's when she said to forge onward, despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one, as they held the line to buy her time. Ah! Shibakizaka! I was too slow! Fie, young Shichun! Thou incorrect! Honorable fixer of the Syrian Haven is recorded to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with her hair that was not luscious, as the supply line breakage caused her regular delivery of nutritional supplements to cease, which thou hast suggested young Xiachun was her 7th most difficult ordeal. She's speaking like she was actually there. Thine impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of vividly regaling these tales. But most of these are tales I have learned from books. Much did I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such audience, enough to study the ways of the minstrels. There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. Ah, time certainly flies when hearing tales of exciting adventure. Xiechun has grown. Oh wait, they grew morale. Okay, that's good. They got morale back. What was the secret technique, Honorable Fixer Lysander, employed in his resolution of the case of the Fey Forest? Speak its name in full. I've got it. It's the Summer Night Fantastia. Yet I cannot let pass such an unmotivated retelling of his super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of the Fixers by simply reciting it with such apathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose and the enunciation. Oh boy, yeah. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on, you can do this, Jesse. You can do this. This is nothing. Illustrious of a midsummer night shall devour thee whole. No, Sinclair! Don Quixote is crying. Summer night, Fantasia! Thine enunciation was quite shaky upon the word illusions, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage, thou I bestow upon thee this badge. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus mattered the hero then declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place for this blade at the center of thy heart. Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. Don Quixote, who was watching Sinclair and Xiechun's two-person play, silently wiped her tears away. Bravo! Bravo! Certain minor details were missed, such as that that the Fixer was left-handed, and that he had the habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. They just play when faced with great adversity in thine adventures. Rekindle the memory of Yue, the Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus cometh to an end the lessons of today. Huh. It was just for a moment, but I think I'm starting to get it. I get why she's so obsessed with Fixers. Clutched tightly in Xiechun's hands for the badges Don Quixote had gifted to her. Alright, so that's the day 2. Time certainly flies. Okay, so you get humanity and courage, I think? Oh wait, no, it's everything, but it's mostly humanity. Okay, good. Oh, Isa. I had a precious time learning to converse with my inner self. Whoa, that's a lot of Ren. Okay, that's good. Lower derm. Gain 60 match max. Okay. Morale, you need to balance morale. So I think they have good morale right now, so like this. So they can learn from Yisang. Boom! This is a component part taken from a structure that forms H-Corp. This may prove to be an important opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis on the nature of the forming H-Corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. Huh. You kinda upbeat today, Miss Faust. Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H-Corp singularity is not one that comes often. As there was potential for integration into Mephistopheles, I made a request to assemble a part of the bus's engine, but was denied. A shame. Aren't you the one who built Mephistopheles though, Miss Faust? Mephistopheles is indeed Faust's work, but not all of it was mine. It is possible that Faust may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even its engines, so that it may be reassembled with my own hands. Yeah, sure. Okay. You came Faust. Based on the skills I learned, I managed to create a model of a machine from Faust's blueprint. Okay, they learned wisdom. So that's not how it works. I think I get it. I didn't think this is how I get to learn more about the old H-Corp. I don't think I can do much against the reconstruction days right now, but This knowledge will certainly come in handy when the day comes for me to gradually disassemble that inquietus thing. The day when Hongyuan can be a place where people can live without fear. Without the fear of the encroaching reconstruction days. Without obsessively counting their rooms to see if they'll fall or not. Until Hongyuan can be a place where you can sleep with the promise of safe tomorrows. I'm sure you'll put it off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this lesson too, Miss Faust. Bang! Oh. The voltage must have been set too high. Repeating experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. There was supposed to be a lesson somewhere in there, right? I don't think the two of them have any chemistry, so yeah, it's fine. Unlike some other classes, which are more on the upbeat side of things. Oh. The room's air felt grim and sullen, as soon as everyone saw what Grigor had written on the chalkboard. On war. Losing a wing war leaves a much larger, longer-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprise closing up shop. It might be too soon to talk about this, but we came pretty darn close to one recently, didn't we? We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out right here, which absolutely would have happened if Miss Yichun here failed to finish her ascension. Would have spread like wildfire too. So my class is going to be about what exactly happens when a war... Oh. The piece of chalk slipped from Gregor's fingers as he went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling as though the worm's temperature had plummeted only for him. Man, why is... Excuse me, Miss Zulu. It's okay if I smoke. Go ahead. You good? Well, when else am I gonna get a chance to share the realities of war right to a wing chief executive officer's face, huh? The moment that just don't come off your skin, no matter how hard you scrub at them. Hey, take a break if you need it. I'm going to listen to every word you have to say here today, no matter how long it takes. Man, do I appreciate the sentiment. Well, still though, can't dilly-dally when Miss Shichun's got other stuff to deal with, huh? So, let's take a look at how things were at the very beginning of the Wing War. Now I know enough about urban and trench warfare to give an explanation of my own. Okay, Ren. Yong. Yeah, courage and humanity. And that is why the Smoke War fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles where they could have been surrounded by enemies at all times. So everyone tried to draw each other out to an open battlefield, which naturally turned into a trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, so this isn't really applicable to all cases. It's just that the former G-Corp found flat plains easier to maneuver in. I feel like the Guanyan could make a pretty good use of Hongyan as a defensive fortress, especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Heisho know and use very well. Exactly. This should explain why they were hesitating outside the Guanyan. Remember the thumb fellas? The ones we met that were going in circles? Not to mention how the Heisho all utilize the topography of Hongyan differently. Even if an outsider were to get a read on how one of the branches maneuver around Hongyan, as long as the 12 Heisho branches are standing, Hongyan is unassailable. Well, despite going into all that, I'm sure we all know what's the best answer in all warfare is. Not having a war in the first place. I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about some of the stories you've been telling us. Can't even imagine what it would have been like to have to not only witness it, but to go through all of that. We did visit your phasms, Gregor, but it wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. The city was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He'd always shrug off those stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city. Its every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of its people. There, he must have witnessed things far worse. In the city, far worse than the worst city. Wow, fuck, I messed it up. There he must have witnessed things far worse than the worst the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of the bygone past, shaking restlessly in pursuit of what he has no more. Oh boy, sorry fellas. I'm afraid I got carried away lamenting what happened, but I forgot that this was supposed to be a class. I'm sure to prep something more useful next time. No. Everything you told me was... Everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This chaos within Hongyan needs to come to an end soon, lest something so horrible could happen. I'm heading to my next class. Wait for me! Up. Even after the two students had left, Gregor lingered in that room for a while, lighting up a cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room. He left almost after emptying an entire pack. Oh, it's going good so far. Okay. I need... Oh shit, okay. I need to up their morale now. I need Yong. The only one who can give that is Gregor right now. Yeah, good enough. How are classes going, Shichun? I'm not you, big bro. I pay attention in class. Oh, hello, Miss Dayu. She was really insistent on helping me out, even though I refused because she looked preoccupied. The moment I found out about the contents of this lesson plan, I simply could not allow him to do this alone. Looks like it's gonna be another serious class. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings. Wait. Oops. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. It's been a while since I heard that greeting around here. Wait, what about the big sis Bao Chai? Are you sure it's okay for the Xu family bodyguard to be here? I am no longer employed as Miss Bao Chai's guard. Wait, don't tell me you got far. Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Bao Chai's orders. As for why she no longer needed my services, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. So, what's there for you to teach me, big bro? Your last lesson plan about not making things awkward got vetoed by Zilo, so you could have taught me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on. You spent most of your time stuck in Yi Hongyuan before leaving Hongyuan. I don't know what you could possibly have to teach me. Don't you worry, Shichun. This is one of the things I'm pretty good at. My lesson for Shichun and Sinclair is... In clear, neat handwriting, Honglu wrote, "Surviving Hongyuan" on the chalkboard. Oh well, I don't think I need any help in that department from you. Look, I know you've had your fair share of assassination attempts, big bro, but GMU, I mean, the previous hierarch and the elders sheltered you from the worst of it. She's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through the bunch of sweepers, weren't you also one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that? I was wandering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Until Dante told us all to go back to our rooms, of course. Oh. Wait, it was my fault? You do have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm going to have to prove myself. Dayu, would you mind preparing the thing? You have my utmost faith, but please do practice caution. Sometime later, Lin Dayu appeared with 4 bowls, splishing with tea, before sprinkling some powder into one of them. What's that? That's powdered wolfsbane. I see where this is going. You're going to teach me how to tell which of these bowls contains poison, right? You can stop now. I learned to recognize infamous poisons like wolfsbane when I was 7. If it was something as tame as that you were suggesting, Venerable Hierarch, I would not have been here to accompany him. Lindayu continued her process, sprinkling wolfsbane powder into 2 more bowls. Honglu, who was watching with an oddly contented expression, closed his eyes. Please mix them up, Dayu. Okay, wait, what? We stared in confusion, but we could hardly tell what's going on with the speed at which Lindayu swapped around the bowls. When we looked back at Honglu, there were 3 silver spoons in his hand. The silver spoons were custom made at Dongyuan's request, the Guanyan's request. A must-have item for children of the Great Four Houses. They can detect non-sulfuric poison as well. Yeah, I know. They're actually... Actually what? It's nothing. In Hongyan, where we are beset by threats of assassination from all directions, knowledge alone isn't enough to save you. What the heck are you? But Honglu opens his eyes before Jia Shichun can even finish her sentence. Then he throws the silver spoons in his hands, like throwing pins toward 3 of the bowls, and immediately chugs the 4th bowl at which he hadn't thrown a spoon at. Holy crap, are you insane? You barely even checked them for. Shiren's newer tea. Always delicious even when it's cold. The 3 silver spoons Honglu had casted earlier were slowly melting away after quickly becoming tarnished black. Is wolfbane's poison supposed to melt through metal? People like to be thorough with their poisons in Dongguanyan, since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood. You have to make a mixture of various poisons to have a real effect. Fine, I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I wanna know too. Do they sound different or something? I just want my hunch. Just a hunch? How are we supposed to learn from that? We're not Heathcliff, you know. You'll get the hang of it. After a few tries, I'll help you out. Shall we begin with 2 bowls? I had a so-and-so time with the repetitive practices on looking for tells. Yeah, I don't blame them. It's really hard. How the fuck? Honglu has a skill I didn't know he had. I see. When you say you just avoided whatever felt wrong with a hunch, you were reflexively identifying the threat by reading the room and connecting it with your intuitive experiences. Aha, so you're using Miss Dayu's anxious breathing to clue you in. So this is how you managed to survive for so long. Listen carefully, Shichun. I know that the adepts of each Heishou will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist. And I know that your residence, Nuan Xiangwu, will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stocked to the brim with all kinds of useful boluses to protect your life. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify, and when it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as if it was nothing. Huh, you're worrying over nothing. Shichun whipped around away from Honglu as to express dissatisfaction, but her softened expression told me that she was glad to see him worried. Right. Tales, exciting adventures. Okay, good. Need to keep them at tip-top shape. I've been reading a lot. That's the one weakness a Limbus player has. Every 6 days, he'll be subject to midterms prepared by a board of directors. Jia Yuanchun, a palanquin, has been prepared to take you to the exam sites. And only by passing the test may Jia Shichun retain her status as family hierarch. My lady. Oh, don't worry yourself over much, Master Wei. You sound like you're at a funeral. She will pass these tests with ease as long as she has been diligently taking her classes. No, I simply hope I can survive until she returns. It seems that Wei's rather fun, funereal voice was out of concern for Xie Chun. Wei, are you sure you're okay? I can't escape them, even in dreams. The unfinished bundles of paperwork cascading over me like a storm. burying me. Steel yourself for that. For that was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the arts of airwalking until now. I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ringer. Okay. No, this dude. This is the guy who we couldn't even remember the name of, so complete nobody. We would absolutely crush him. No doubt in my mind. Hey, you're one of the she-boys. We finally meet. I had to hope to fight you in the family hierarchy war. Shichun doesn't even know his name. She doesn't even remember his name. That's how forgettable he is. Huazhen. If you run into me, then isn't it supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you? The results of the family hierarchy war couldn't be any clearer, and everyone, even remotely connected to the mess, has all been dragged away and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means room for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare a war against the Shi family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War is not easy. It never is. What are you on all of a sudden? It's not something we should be talking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under investigation for treason against Dong Guanyan. If they are innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty, regardless of what really happened. You know I can't even pay them a visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hongyan. They're not hidden. All holding cells within Hongyan has always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that does seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions. Though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of Hongyan's structure, so I'm planning to change our policy so that prisoners are still on trial and are allowed to have fixed locations. Really? Where'd you? I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. Managed to reflect upon myself a bit too. Huh, you did change a little. Still, you better not expect me to go easy on you. I got my own things to take care of. Good. Come on, let's do this. Many illustrious fixers of the past have said that not but disparagement awaits unjust victories. They are not beating the shipping allegations. Oh, there she is. Bow. Okay, so there's no chain. Automatic. Oh, we're good. We're good. No way we lose this actually. I've always been interested. So he's a charge rupture, which is interesting. Obtain damage up for every charge on self. What? That's ass, bro. Actually, that'd be really good if we get an ID like that. I kind of want an ID of him now. I want an ID of the Shi family, so there's like more variety for charge. Although we did get the Welfergus IDs. They're both charge. Huh. Imagine at the very end we have to fight Sienna. We have to fight Kong Q. Good for you. You won. Now stop giving me that look and get out of here. You lost most of your clan during the family hierarchy war, didn't you? Yeah? So what? Are you calling me a penniless loser? Yeah. You little. I'm sure what I got. And that's what I look like to you too. I don't want your sorry. Every clan member who died in the evaluation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. So I'm going to win. And I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors have left behind, because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood and tears of Hongyan itself. Shi Huazhen. Oh, he remembered his name. You're tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you down to the last man. You knew my name, ma'am? Ma'am! He said ma'am? Whoa, character development. Character development. I do. So what do you think? Wanna make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hongyan? Character development, let's go! Okay, oh, Ishmael. Okay, she's young. Heard you managed to come out on top on your first sparring match, congrats. Thanks. Gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Well, shall we take a look at what I prepared for today? You're teaching about exploring, huh? Is it going to be an indoors class? Yep, exploring. Where should I begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing on top of the highest building in Hongyan. Surviving 10 days in Hongyan backstreets with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. And that's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. A few weeks ago. So, I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain number of players, but... Really? Can you really call this tabletop game an adventure? Yet in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as... Ah! What a move. Oh, nice. I'm gonna roll for damage. Haha! Young Ishmael, thus has absolutely pummeled the Gorgon Beast with Ice Fireball spell, rendering it most crispy. Oh, they're playing D&D! Dude. Must be really boring if they really have to play with D&D. It was a formidable foe. That was wonderfully executed, Miss Ishmael. Oh, really? Well then, as for my next move... They played tabletop! Oh, that's how you came up with this. I played a few other games, but this is new for me too. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called Jianhu Journeys, or J&J. Shut the fuck. Oh my god. Kim Ji-hoon! Answer me! Why did you do this? J&J, popular game among Hongyans use. It's gotten gotten positive reviews too. What Ishmael so proudly presented before everyone appears to be a board game with numerous cards and minifigures. Okay, what do these huge piles of papers have to do with exploration? Rule number 1. The most experienced player among those gathered becomes the JM. Ah! The fucking Journey Master, yeah. The DM. Journey Master. They're literally gonna play D&D in class. You know, me and my friends were playing Vampire the Masquerade, and it's just, they can't seem to get a foothold. Journey Master sets the stage for what happens next and generally helps guide the explorers safely arrive to their goals. That's why the most experienced player takes that role. Which would be me. With strength, dex, each character seems to have these things called stats. Ah, looks like we just have to pick from a set of pre-made characters for this one. So I'm supposed to be playing this character's role? Sinclair and Xiachun picked up their cards with confusion, clearing their eyes. You arrived at the great city of Yanyun. Smoke cloud. A place known to be a gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. You traveled here in search of a legendary treasure called, the Chenya Sword. The city of Yanyun, huh? Cool. So why are we looking for that sword again? You know, it's because... So there's this legend of Yanyun about how the sword of... Right, the Qianyun sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people. And also, about how having the sword is the proof of the true leader of these lands, and so on and so forth, you know. Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction without her usual confidence. Yeah, it's new. She's new to this. Ah, I see. This city, called Yanyun, must be a lot of trouble too. Seemingly affected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Xiachun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumbling through the introduction. Well, you know how it is. The point is, you guys need to find that sword. Then I will claim the Qianya sword no matter what it costs me. Jesse Chun nods with determination. Oh, that's really nice. What a wonderful adventure. I'm so excited for our next session. I mean, class. It's really nice though. You're playing D&D. That's wholesome. And for the rumors you've gathered, it seems like the Kezjan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of the sword. What will you do? I walk up to the Kezjan Keep, chat him up and try to gain his trust. Are you sure? Remember your whiz is extremely low right now, which means you have to find it hard to form even the simplest sentences. What if I found a different way to gain the Kezjan's trust without that doesn't involve sweet talking to him? I do have a pretty high strength stat, which could give me access to certain alternative methods of persuasion that doesn't involve the skill in speechcraft. Hold on. I'll try convince the Kezjan Keep. I think I got a decent chance at this. My wisdom is pretty high. And you passed the check. The Kezjan Keep looks at you, having lowered his guard. Oh, not you, Sinclair. He's still pretty wary of you. Okay, then. I guess I'll just stand in the corner over there, unsheath my weapon and play around it for a bit. That's what he expects me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? The Kezjan Keep shares some information about the sword he heard. He explains that the party should seek northeast towards the Yinji Mountain cloud rise. But how's this? Tears began to well inside the Kezjan Keep's eyes as he continues to explain. Apparently, a patrolling guard beat his son pretty badly, just for loitering around the guard. The wound was pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. Oh no, that's too bad. But we got a job to do. Since we have to come what he came here for, we can leave the Kezjan. Well, they say that JMs aren't supposed to interfere with the player's choices, but let's be honest, I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help out for every little side quest when there's a whole lot of adventure to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm going to get him that medicine. What? After a few turns of various trials and tribulations for Sinclair, the Kezjan Keep's son, who fortunately was able to recover, hears your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize that he's talking about the fairy Yao Guai, the guardian of the Tianya sword. He explains that the fairy Yao Guai's power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on, isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait until the sky's overcast. Hearing that, the innkeep's son takes a quick look at the clouds and tells you it might be raining in about a week. Glad we helped them out. Phew, okay. Let's make sure we've prepared before we go. Ah, look at them! They're having fun! You're gonna have to roll 15 or higher to hit. I know, I'm focused. And I rolled a 16! With a final singular strike from Xiachun, the fairy Yao Guai finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes! The Tianya sword is ours! Excited, the party runs up to the sword, embedded deep into the earth, and grabs enthusiastically upon the hilt. And with this, we can... However, the defeated fairy Yao Guai, whom the party assumed was dead, suddenly jumps back to its feet and lunges at Xiachun, who pulled the sword from the ground. No! I quickly get between Xiachun and the monster. But if that crit, it's going to be pretty deadly, even for you. We'll see if you can make this evasion save. 1. And another 1. No, it's a critical fail. It's okay. Sinclair falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wound. The Yao Guai lies still as well, the final vestiges of its strength completely spent. Sinclair! Go on without me. Take that sword, go down to the village, become the leader they need. That sword is your proof. Oh no, this sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm going to bandage Sinclair up and carry him back. I won't leave him behind and descend the mountain all on my own. Wait, if that's your choice then... Yeah, The bleeding stops as soon as you wrap him up, and he's just that sturdy, you know? The strike would have killed pretty much everyone, but you know how healthy he is. On your feet, Sinclair. We're getting out of here together. Grab onto my shoulder. That's it, step by step. Hey, shit, shoot. Look over there. Everyone who helped save on our journeys come out to let us home. Oh, you're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, never would have stopped and talked to every single villager there, hear their troubles. That sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and the expertise we gained in our journey for the sword were taught me how to be a good leader, not the sword itself. We got it! We got it! Here it is. This is absolute cinema. You're right. The real success of this adventure was everyone's efforts along the way. I feel like the games overtook the class at some point along the way. And then immediately after, we go to depression. Mersault! Mersault! I'm so excited. What's his class? What's his class gonna be? In regards to every activity, involvement of unnecessary emotions and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that part. Then I will share an excerpt from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin quote. Photographic memory. Actually. Begin quote. Huh? 32 days ago? What? We're so passive. Oh my god, he has to. This is the face that he did during April Fools. No way. Excuse me, Dante. I'm sorry to have asked you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjections weighed down by your request. Wow, that's pretty bad. Did I really stutter that badly? It is a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with the merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Oh, well, okay. Sure, seems easy enough. Suddenly, Mersault lets out a cry as he clutched his chest and fell to the floor. Oh, are you okay? Mersault, are you okay? His eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes have not. You're cheating. This reminds me of the incident Sinclair had so desperately wished to hide. What? Who wished to what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. Come on, just what did you see? Failed again. What did they learn about? Glass over. Attention! Today's lesson will cover intelligence acquisition. In other words, men. You'll need to learn how to gather information from people. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side by being generous with my spending. By setting a good example as a superior, they'll eventually open up. Foolishness! Eh? That is among the worst strategies I've ever heard. I have had the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend a very limited military budget? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to butter them over? The most efficient means of obtaining intelligence is torture. The torture? I'd say that's the worst strategy I've ever heard. I've had the displeasure of hearing. I'd rather not waste my clan's strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up accidentally killing them... Foolishness! Foolishness! Jeez, can you stop saying that word? How simplistic and disappointing. Your imagination falls short. If that's all you can think of when you hear the word torture, then this unit... This isn't actually a military unit. Then this Hong Yan may indeed be beyond your ability to lead. Well, I'm waiting. Get on with your lesson. The mention of Hong Yuan seemed to put Shi Chun in a thoughtful mood as she stopped arguing and began focusing on class. The most effective method of torture isn't physical. Things like waterboarding, electrocution, all are inferior. Today, you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer you want. Use speechcraft to entrap their minds. Slowly constrict around them. Go. And let them take brief sighs of relief every time they give you an answer. That, cadets, is what you will be learning today. To your positions, cadets. I thought they were... They were talking about the words and now they're fighting. See, I told you. Mersault and Otis, they have a combo. No, we have to fight. Who is this? I don't remember who this is. Okay, we got our midterms and this is our preliminary. Oh, it is him. I fear you defeated Shah. It is him, the guy, the stone guy. Yeah, the prayer guy. Fuck, I missed it. It would be best not to let that get to your head. He's always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Haven't you learned not to underestimate the family underdogs? What? Oh, you don't know? You see, I managed to talk to Hua Jin into, you know. Oh, what? No, it can't be. He cannot have possibly spilled the beans on my parents. My men are already on their way. Did you know it was block 32? I barely managed to get them a hiding spot there. Oh, so it's block 32. Did you just... I did, huh? That was way easier than during class. I've heard stories about how you've changed. I didn't know how you had changed into such a heartless woman. Say something, damn it. Don't you just stand there and completely expressionless and... Oh, I see. You won't be shaken by silly things like this. Is that it? That may befit the seat of the hierarch, however. A leader who responds with silence to their inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools, is bound to rot. I, Si Jing, refuse to let someone so unqualified such as yourself retain power. Well, it's technically win rate if you think about it. I don't have to do anything. They removed the one button. I just have the gong. Two what? What? Positive rupture count. Two. Oh my god. That's also count, but what the fuck? Why aren't you on my team? Why didn't I pull for you? I'm so pissed. This is potential reach, Ishmael. We would never have gotten her. I'm kinda pissed. I honestly am. It's 20! 20! No way. Damn it, I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sister Yanshun actually gained control of Hongyuan? Sure, it's gonna be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up, and compensate you for your efforts. But soon, you're going to see people from otherness coming in here and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's going to be a while before other members of the family are let go. You know this already. And committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off of Big Sister Yuan Shen's forces, when in reality, she had already discarded them even before it began. She's made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. Father. Now, let's think about this carefully. About Jia Yanshun's vision for Dan Guanyan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? I see the point you're making. But you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful? So about hiding place where you put your parents, you just accidentally let slip. I'd known their whereabouts for a while, actually. My Heisha had identified their location long ago. But I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarch? Big Sister Yuan Shun made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I still have tight control over the Heisho of the family hierarch. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family without even questioning them. What was it again? That leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would any hierarch go around arresting innocent people of H Corp, left and right, unnecessarily, making more enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that. I mean, she got a point. Or she's just buttering you up, you know? Ryoshu! Ryoshu! That's surprising. She's giving a lot of humanity. No wisdom, no courage. I was expecting courage. No, it's Ren. It's humanity. Can't believe this class schedule. You'll have a D&D session after trying to survive an assassination. Yeah, begin class. TKTDWK. Today, knowledge just... Yeah, nah, sorry, I can't translate that. Teaching kids to deal with kids. Oh, okay. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator. I would have liked to teach a particularly bloody art class, but that AL black hair discarded my lesson plan. Yeah, no, I don't think your lesson plan would have flown even if Zilo wasn't here. Artless or otherwise. In today's class, I'll sink if you're a UA. What? I'll scan if you're a UC. Huh? I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult. I'll soothe, coax, and nurture if you're an unruly child. Did you guys rehearse this or something? Am I getting pranked right now? No, not at all. Just listen carefully. Evaluate the context and there you have it. Context? What context was I supposed to evaluate? Let the art do the talking. MTL, kids. Ah, yeah, there's much to learn. Class is about to begin. Bring the class material, attendant. Oh, Shiren! Hello. Yes. Upon the venerable family hierarch's orders, I have brought a child from the Wang family. Why Shiren? No, wait, what? You brought a who from what family? Upon whose orders? Too many travel restrictions here, so I borrowed the rich kid's attendant. You've been bringing her along to get your places, huh? No, I mean, just what do you mean you brought that kid on my orders? Ryoshu snuffed out her cigarette, opened the window to clear out the smoke, dusted off her clothes a few times, and only then brought the child into the elevated platform in front of the class. The kid's kinda trembling, anxious looking. I extend my greetings to the venerable hierarch. So goofy. He looks like Upin and Ipin. That kid's scared out of his mind. Memories of childhood are important. Oh, Ryoshu lore! Ryoshu lore! We're getting it! She knows she's next. Memories of childhood are important. They're the experiences that shape your future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting serious all of a sudden? Though I do agree the childhood memories are important. My memories with Big Brother Bayou are... what? Anyways, moving on, you've heard nothing. The point is, I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts. But you've got your work cut out for you. Children of Dongguan Yan are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid into here and using my name. He must be terrified, and I imagine his parents must have given him a lot of warnings too. I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. A flawless class. Whoa! That's a lot of Ren! Whoa, he's really taking a liking to her. Yeah, he wouldn't stop crying when we tried to get him to calm him down. Besides, how's she even doing that with her hands? Not even masters of martial arts move like that. Ryoshu was practically giving him no time for any other distractions, or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of that kid almost effortlessly. She was employing all kinds of tactics, including not limited to ventriculism, Kongju, a traditional Hongyan toy, fan tricks, sugared fruits, and eventually... oh, that's the kid, my bad. Don't pull too hard. The child ended up piggybacking on Ryoshu, the fear he showed earlier gone without a trace. Never would have imagined Ryoshu would be good at this. Neat. And with the exact same expression as her usual one, Ryoshu was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a gentle pat. But I think I get it. Showering kids with tasty stuff and gifts isn't the best way to go about it. What's important is helping them understand just what kind of person I am. Yeah, kid's really on edge for his age. I started making some progress, but whenever he suspected I was lying or something, he'd immediately go back to being on his guard. It's also because he's a Dangguanian kid. Kids don't survive this place for long if they're not quick on their uptake. Venerable Hierarch, may I ask something? Asking's free, but I gotta tell you. It's gonna depend on what you're gonna ask, whether I can help you or not. Uh-huh. Wrong move, Rookie Hierarch. Why say all that when you... You don't get the immaculacy of succinct abbreviations. You don't get the when Yoshi grabbed the child's shoulders, brought him before Yashi-chun, then in her usual curtness, spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child that seemed to do the trick. Speak, kid. It's my big sis said that when the family hiring war is over, I can finally play tons with my friends. But their parents told them to stay inside because it's too dangerous outside. My cousin says you're the biggest and the baddest of Hongyan, Venerable Hierarch. So I wanted to ask if you can make Dongguanyan safe. I want to play with my friend. Gotcha. I'll review your suggestion positively. She says she'll totally make that happen. Sometime later, after Shiren guided the child out of the classroom, I found Jia-chun whispering something to herself. Really got a lot on your plate, huh? Dealing with restructuring days is just one of them. I was going to try and improve the safety of this place anyway, whether he asked me to or not. Safe enough for a kid like that to run around the market all on his own. A place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside. You know something? Everyone communicates with their eyes even before when they talk. So you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. Great, that's really great, but I don't know, it just kind of feels like all these specific subjects to be talking about, especially when we're sitting around the gambling table. Sinclair? Given the time limit, this just happens to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear, I had no other ulterior motive. I was practically forced to do this. Gambling! I was expecting poker, because it was the whole poker face thing, but mahjong, yeah, that's actually pretty good lesson. Ah, wait! Stop getting us like that and join us at the table. I am only briefly visiting my lady to pick up some paperwork, as there is still so much work to be done. I'll be leaving in no time. Come on, guy, you know how this game needs 4 players. I freeze your invitation. I must say, it's ridiculous for you to force my lady to partake in such base activity, and what audacity to invite me as well. Oh, so you think you don't have a chance, huh? Wow, and here I thought you'd at least be better than me at this game. Fine, fine. I get it. Don't play a game. You have a snowball's chance in hell in winning. It's a good philosophy, I subscribe to it. Do you seriously think your shallow, obvious attempts at goading me into playing this game will work? Huh? What? Sorry? Scrub says what? Huh. Alrighty, lesson's pretty straightforward. You 3 will work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not the number 1 by the end of it. That seems easy enough. But, be warned, I have this special power to read into your minds without having even hearing a word out of your mouths. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's see. Ah, Sinclair, I can see the corners of your lips twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking to form a peng, aren't you? Ah! She too knew. Huh? 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 And you want this dong tile I've got. Now, it's good. No, I'm sorry. You want this dong I got. You want this dong I got? How did you know? Honestly, I think it would have been tougher for us to not know. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're going to eat you right up. And wait, you! Oh no, he's serious. Oh no, huh. He's using the glint of your glasses to hide your eyes, huh? Whew, this isn't gonna be easy. Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me a seat at this table. I already know the ready hand you've got there. Oh, you do? Not bad. But you're just as much as an open book, my guy. You just need that one zhong tile, don't ya? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting that tile because it's not there. Gang! I see. You called gang, you know, so you can claim the zhong, but this was the realmost tile, don't you? Oh no. No, they're just playing. They're just literally playing. Wait, does that by any chance imply that you somehow know the location of every tile in this game? Nah, no way. I just have 6th sense for bad vibes. Very well. Never once did I think I would ever step back into this dark world of shadows, but... Very well then. I'll be setting this Hua aside and... Phew! I'm impressed. They're way too intense, I can hardly get involved. Guys, this isn't supposed to be a class for... Isn't this supposed to be a class for us? Shh, my lady. The importance of this moment could not be overstated. I see. Sucked out your ready hand, didn't you? What do you think? 3 Hua tiles in a row, huh? I see you've got some innate luck, too. Very well then. I'll have to wager it all on this one suit. I won. That's a Qing Yaoju hand. Your downfall was written the moment you forced me to discard Zhong. Aw, darn, I lost that, huh? Well played. Did you see that, my lady? Ho ho ho! I apologize for that vulgar display, my lady. I will bring some tea. Victorious stumbles out of the room with his shoulders slumped. I didn't just learn how to hide my feelings, I learned how to make whatever expressions I want. Finally, I won a round against Rhodia. Oh wow. This is the guy that did the centipedes, right? Centipede apostle shit. Oh no, it's Wang. I heard from Big Bro that you sent your coins to Big Brother Q. Every hand, once in circulation, goes around and around until it eventually returns to their original owners. I also heard that some of the Wang families help with removing with foreign powers from here. Why? I only wanted to prevent this place from getting robbed blind. I live here, you know. This is where my wealth lies. Well then, can I ask for your public support? Oh, I applaud your audacity in thinking someone who just gave you the moon should be asked for the stars as well. Everyone and their mother knows in whose hands the true political power of Hongyan lies right now. With that in mind, let's say I do announce my public support for you. I'm not going to have a voice to speak with by the time the powers that be are done with me. The powers that be are done with me. Look, if Big Sis Yanshan genuinely believes that I'm not fit to be the family hierarch, then I'll happily remove myself from power. But she's affiliated with Q Corp. Do you seriously believe she has Hongyan's best interest in heart? With all of those conspiracies she's been weaving under the surface, all those business deals and clearly skewed policies? I do not. But if you're going to present yourself as the alternative, then you have to be someone concrete enough to rely on. Let me just say that about half of the board of directors votes may as well be considered abstaining votes. They're keeping their silence because they're afraid of Jia Yuanshun's retaliation. So if your remaining task is to convert those silent votes in your favor. Oh, not to be shaken by that at all, huh? I thought you'd get lost and wondering look in your eyes. I guess I'll have to work my poker face. No, most people would have failed to pick that up. You've certainly changed since the evaluation. Your growth shows a lot of promise. Maybe that's why he handed his coins over to you. Well, I guess that's not the only thing he handed over to you, I suppose. Hongyan's tomorrow. Anyways, I should probably do as I'm told for now, My cousin will be your opponent today. Wang Qishan. I won't accept you as my hierarch just yet. It's the one that died, right? I remember fighting this one. Fight me and prove that you're better than me, at least better than I am, then I'll accept you. We fought before. I remember that. And then, oh wait, no, we didn't. We just met her during cutscene. Burn? What the fuck are these? What am I reading right now? Unhit, burn, rupture. What? This is Ring Yisang's wet dream. Look at this. What? Do you have something to say to my face? Yeah. Don't give my little brother your crap. Your little brother? You know who I'm talking about. Do you have any idea the mess you left behind when you yoinked that kid away? That buzzcat kid was her little brother. Oh yeah, the Wang kid. You can barely even hold onto your seat, which you're about to lose soon anyway. And you have the gall to give him false hope? I know it's all just politics to you, but kids really believe you, you know? I heard from the kid that you seemed relieved upon hearing what I said. Told me you were happy for once to hear that he had fun time. After being barred from playing with his friends with how things are in Hongyan. Shut up. Besides, it's not all that hot air. It's not all just hot air. What? I wasn't making an empty promise when I said I will change Hongyan to be a place where everyone can live without fear. And for that, I'm going to protect my seat of power no matter what it takes. You'll fail. Not with you on my side. We all know what Big Sister Yang Chen's Hongyan looks like. It'll be exactly the same in essence, and it'll be the same for the foreseeable future. Tell me, are you sure you're okay with handing over the same burden we've carried all our lives to your little siblings? No, of course not. Wang Xishan left in a hurry. But that look in her eye told me that she was in conflict. There's a conflict brewing in her. Okay. We don't have a lot of good progress, I'm not gonna lie. Heathcliff! Heathcliff! Okay, we're back. We're so barack. Right up, lads. This ain't gonna be like them boring old classes you've been sitting through. You just fucking toy hammer. What are you gonna do with that? Heathcliff, you've got to leave the desk behind once in a while to learn something real life lessons, yeah? Right, so here's the deal. You want to break their morale before the brawl even begins. Brawl? Learn this by heart and you'll be kicking those twats' arses left and right and center. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. So, Heathcliff, I've got to ask this question. Something about your club seems different today. Looks a lot more colorful too. Bollocks, lad, catches on quick. That the wave bloke said something about swinging around the real club might have come off as too threatening and confiscated it. That high-tech weapon cries boop when it hits people. High-tech weaponry. Metal Gear. I see. Oi, don't underestimate me because I'm holding a different bludgeon. Let's get on with it. Straighten your shoulders. Eyes wide open. Let's get cracking. With that, Heathcliff triumphantly raised his newfound weapon towards the sky. It made a small boop noise. It's cute. Yun, shared pain. Oh, that's so cute. Shared pain. This class, after an uncharacteristic pause, Zilo continued, will be taught by a guest lecturer who has been invited for your tutelage. Guest lecturer? But I wasn't informed of this. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're lost? A little bird told me that the venerable hierarch will give me a bottle of top-notch cloudy wine, straight from the Daguanyan brewer. Whoo-wee! There any truth to that, folks? Ha! That guy. Just stopping by to see if I can leech some liquor at this party. Hongyuan's an awfully miserable place, but you'd spare a shot of liquor for this poor old drifter, would you? Well, you're clearly not just any poor old drifter. Are you guys acquainted? He ambushed us in our room after the first round of the family hierarch war was over. He what? The family hierarchs war had been over for a while, and everyone in Hongyan knows who the winner is. How dare a mongrel like you, who only knows how to mooch off of other families, set foot in here? Looks like I'm going to have to give my clan a stern talking to. How could they let slip a drunk assassin like... I see your youthful hierarch is plenty suspicious. I have been a guest in many places. Please, I'm no moocher. Put your worries to rest. I'm only a drunkard who enjoys a cool swig of liquor with scenic landscapes as my bar. The sky as my ceiling, the dirt as my bed. The man who had introduced himself as the night drifter of the drunken palm leaped down, landing with dexterity, and that betrayed the rags he wore as clothing and the terrible stench of liquor emanating from him. Is he seriously? Bad news, Miss Xiaqian. Apparently Jia Yuanqun bestowed upon you a new master. Huh? Big Sister Yuanqun? She also wanted us to deliver the message that she was sending a master because, and I quote, I feel a deep sense of trepidation and pity for my dearest little sister, the neophyte, the hierarch who must be struggling left and right without a proper master. Wow, I'm beside myself with gratitude. So that's the supposed teacher, this mysterious guy with all the allegiance who might stab us in the back at any time. As you said, the family hierarch war is over. Even the mongrels of the Hongyan know who has the most legitimacy here. The incident during the contest was nothing more than business. A job to take care of in return for what compensation they gave me. I hope you don't carry that grudge in your heart. I'm sure you didn't harm your rivals in the family hierarch out of personal vendetta, did you? Sometimes business is just business. I killed young Master Baoyu, for they promised to pay off my bar tab. And here I am to give a hierarch a lesson, for they promised to pay off my future tabs. There's nothing to be gained by taking your anger out on the gig worker, living hand to mouth like myself, don't you think? I'll advise that the optics and the consequences of rejecting a master sent us by Jia Yuanqun herself is not going to look too good. I know. It's only gonna make me look worse. And I'd rather not give Big Sister Yuanqun more ammunition to take me down. And you there will have eyes tracking your every move, so don't do anything that might rouse any unnecessary suspicion. Phooey, ain't that a threat? I can hardly taste the wine before such hostility. Despite Saud's dead serious warning, the Night Drifter's response was only a hearty chortle. Before I begin the lesson, I'd like to get an idea of where my to-be pupils are. Now give me a demonstration if you will. Swing away! That's enough. But I was just getting started. Your form was flawed and your breathing is hollow. Need I say more? Tisk tisk tisk. Flawed forms often invite flawed hearts. In other words, your martial arts prowess is amateurish. What the heck? Is this guy serious? I've never had a single master who had anything bad to say about my form. Your arms are straight and your legs supporting your stance are Solid and sturdy indeed. Most masters would not bother themselves to find fault there. But let me pose this question. Are you, my venerable pupil, satisfied with martial arts that are made to dispatch unskilled peasants and no more? Huh? There is more to this than raw strength. Now take a swing at me instead. Alright, you asked for it. Xiachun takes a powerful swing at the Night Drifter. Your mind outpaces your body, your intent more transparent than a glass globe. And your edge is dull, for it has very little heart for feints. But he deftly weaves his way between her strikes, which fail to even touch the tip of his rag cloak. Ah! You are far too eager to strike. Focus singularly on your opponent, with force distributed unevenly across your body. So, you will fail to cut and gain a little hold as comeuppance. Then the Night Drifter pokes at Xiachun's back with a twig. Everyone vying for the seat of the family hierarch has to go through it eventually. The first kill. Some say it's earlier the better. The earlier the better. Mine was written when I was 13. Not too early, not too late. Just right. It's already been a few years since my foolish brother locked himself in his chamber. Last I heard, he was bedridden for a week after ingesting some poison someone had sent to prank him. I'm not going to live like the... I'm not going to live like that, dumbass. Try to relax your body, wouldn't you? Won't you? You have a weapon, yes, but one mustn't singularly focus on the opponent. I'm slurring my words as if I'm the one drunk. Do try to reflect upon yourself and relax. Let the unnecessary strength go. Let it flow out of your body. Tensing up as you would naturally shrink your mind and narrow your vision. Hey, wait, should I send Big Bro with a silver spoon or something? It wasn't that bad this time, but what if they gave him a worse poison next time? You know, young Master Bayu won't accept your gift, my lady. I doubt he's even seeking the culprit now. So stupid. Zero interest in anything practical. Zero ambition. What a silly, pathetic attitude to have. Just how? But, my lady, it wasn't practicality that guided you when you chose to save my life over maintaining your control over the Wu branch. Some seek the state of Anatta, the non-self. But what they seek is the path of Asura, reserved for the likes of blade fiends. Ryoshu! It's Ryoshu! This guy's from the Pinky, no doubt. You must learn to let go of everything, except for the self. What kind of life is it to live without stepping over others? Let it go. The gazes, the pressures, all of it. Instead, face yourself, and only yourself, and feel how light it all becomes. After some time, thought Shichun's form visibly relaxes. It wasn't just her form that relaxed. Her pursed lips seemed to have found peace as well. She's got it. And then, what should we do about you, my overconfident proud pupil? Will you maintain your grave and cocky silence? I wasn't being cocky. If my memory hasn't failed me yet, you were one of the young Master Jiabaoyu's underlings, correct? Underling? Yeah, however you want to call it, I guess. Sinclair replied with a resigned sigh. Just why do you think it was you, specifically, who, among his 12 underlings, were chosen to take this class alongside the young hierarch? Sinclair momentarily flashed a flustered expression, taken off guard by the stranger's sudden, pointed question. As he soon regained his composure and replied, well, who else besides me who would ever go along with these lesson plans? Don Quixote is going to ditch the classes out of boredom. Same goes with Rhodia, and Otis, she'll try to take over the classes. Not to mention what it'd be like to have Heathcliff here and... What loquacious list of excuses. Struck a nerve, did I? How come you know so little about yourself? Even less about what I already have learned about you. What are you talking about? A bird that has failed to break its shell, in time, will rot within its confines. I still don't understand what you're talking about. Even as he said so, Sinclair's expression seemed more like anxiety than confusion to me. Prepare yourself to float away before the rain. You won't get another chance, so should you miss the opportunity. Then the night drifter giggled flippantly, the suddenly serious attitude nowhere to be seen. Been a while since I let myself babble on for this long. Suppose I can credit my foolish pupils for that. Prepare to swing away. Yeah, he's already mastered. Damn. I meditated to empty everything except for the self. I'm getting there, but I think I got an idea. Okay, we're good. We are cruising. We are busting it down, sexual style. Oh, it's the guy that fucking distorted or something. Yeah. I'm just afraid we can't reach the 1000s, the bound. Damn. Am I glad I got my head screwed back on? It's a precious sight to watch everyone all freaking out about this child's play. All that missed news I've been hearing since I opened my eyes in the recovery room sounds very enticing. I really wish I was there to watch it all. Half the family heads getting arrested for treason. The seat of the family hierarch going to some inexperienced kid from the Zia family. Not to mention how my lovely little sister had her engagement called off, and how she's now been branded as a traitor to her own blood. All the entertainment in the world seems to have happened during my little nap, don't you think? You didn't even show your face at the regular assembly, so I doubt you have any concern for the future of Hong Yan. So just what are you doing here? I just thought I'd had some fun. Fair enough, I guess. He probably got set up by Yuan Shun. This guy was such a pain in the ass when I fought him in the dungeon of Kanto 7 or Kanto 6. Or whatever Kanto we're in right now. Kanto 9, yeah, we're in Kanto 9. Are we? Fuck. But yeah, it was his distorted form that gave me so much trouble. I think I was left with like 3 sinners. The full stop duo and I think it was Faust because I kept spamming the fluid sac. Yeah. There was also a time oh shit. Oh damn. Her Esther, I didn't even catch that. Damn. She has a aura move when she finishes her combat. Wow. Why stop now? Decapitate me. Like the... Damn. Okay. Calm down, buddy. What the fuck? Decapitate me like my last breath. Or stab me in the heart. Cut my limbs to ribbons. Listen. This duel's just a spar, okay? We don't have to kill each other for this to end. Now, isn't this frustrating? You'll have the opportunity of a lifetime right before your eyes and you're just too weak to use it. You have everyone who fights you on every step of your way coming to you, practically presenting their heads on a silver platter. And you've just gonna let them slink away with these scratches? Get your act together. Family hierarch war's over. And I'm not going to kill someone just because they're being a bit uncooperative. Get real! Do you think you have any idea how long it'll take for you to gain even a morsel of power by playing this fool's game? Hey, wanna hear a little tip on how you can firmly establish your position as a family hierarch? Kill me in the most horrible, painful, hideous way you can imagine. And hang my corpse by the entrance that assembly hall over there. Use me to send a clear message. And station every single one of your HO packs between every pillar at the assembly hall, and if anyone dare speak out against you, snip! Chop their head off, and before they can get another word out. 5 days. It'll only take 5 days before everyone starts eating out of your hand. And that's how you establish yourself as the hierarch. Fear is power. No, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here to make Hongyan a place where its people can live without fear. I thought you of all people might understand. I remember how you used to hate hurting people, more so than anyone else. Man, what a boring answer. That was duller than even my dullest expectations. It'll only take a few years until you break, until you become just like them. Just like the family hierarchs of the past who couldn't help but ruthlessly weed out any seeds of resistance. Just how many people do you think still have any grip of their sanity? Maybe I'm only a few years away from becoming an idiot shuffling aimlessly around Dagwanyan. I can only hope that I won't be a slobbering mess by that time. If something entertaining is gonna happen, I can only hope that it happens while I'm still sane. Xiu Pan sauntered away, but Yashi Chun found it difficult to move on. Fucking weirdo. Holy shit. If I ever become like one of those, please kill me. I honestly like this entire thing that they have where they have this resurrection thing that fucked up Shiren's brain, right? And it probably did his too when he died, right? It fucked him up so badly. It just kill me, please. I don't want to become whatever Alzheimer's bullshit has ever befell him. Excellent work, my lady. You have passed the fourth exam with flying colors. You've certainly crushed them for underestimating you. I am... my lady. Shi Chun seems deeply engrossed in thought. Yeah, poor Shi Chun. Not everyone will accept her. Oh shit! She has to sleep. Oh fuck. My lady seems to be in a particular mood today. It's all useless, isn't it? Shi Chun? When these classes end and you guys all leave, I guess I'll be spending my days worried to death as an assassin could pop out of nowhere and kill me at any moment. Consumed by so much paranoia and worry that I'll start twitching at shadows cast from lamplights. So would it mean anything for me to, prove to them that I deserve to be the family hierarch? I spent my life trying to prove to everyone that I have the will and determination to become the family hierarch. And now I have to prove to everyone that I deserve to keep it? To those bastards who only thought that in their empty heads is how they can expand their rooms. Mr. Wei, have you heard of playing hooky before? Playing hooky? Is that a euphemism for eliminating your enemies? Well, I've rarely done it back when I was in school, but when there's too much going on in your head and you just skip school and you go out to play. Oh. I've only done it once myself, after a friend talked me into it. I agree. It seems that the time for my lady to clear her head has come. Very well. Let's play. Just one hooky. What are you guys doing? Come on. Let's get moving. I gotta prove myself, don't I? I gotta have those bastards' approval, don't I? She's in a really bad mood today, huh? My lady, have you visited the backyard? The Luxury Hermitage as of late? No, but I know what happened there. They threw in a few dead bodies from a massacre a decade ago, turned the pound foul, decided to bury the whole thing. Indeed, they did. The stench was so overwhelming and toxic that corpses of animals and plants could have been seen floating on its surface, eventually turning the pond into a festering black bog. People passing by had to plug their noses or risk passing out. So why are we even bringing up something so awful like that? It seems that a tree had taken root there, my lady, amidst all that rot. A willow. A willow tree reached deep into the pond, with its roots clearing it from the foul grease and cleansing the water. And one day, we found it clear and glittering, thriving with other aquatic plants growing within. It's recovered from the rot, becoming a normal clear pond surrounded by moss and leaves. Oh my god, what's it called? Symbolism there! Symbolism! Symbolism! I love symbolism! Some months ago, they introduced a few carps in there, and when they checked again, they were just as vivacious as they were on the first day there. Would you like to pay the pond a visit, if it's alright with you? Huh. Shichun didn't seem to buy his explanation, but she followed him anyway. Oh, that's cute art! You weren't kidding, I avoided this place for so long. Yeah, looks happy. It's the two kids playing and then the two fathers just watching over them. Oh, that's so good. I really like this art. I never thought it would be this clean again. I can hardly believe that this pond used to be a rotten bog. All that happened was this tree happened to take root here. What matters, my lady, is patience and determination. Of course, this place had slipped my mind then, as it was quite swamped with work, but the world has a stronger capacity to heal itself than one might imagine. Recovery will follow, as long as there is a steady root to rally around. After a long break that seemed to freshen even our hearts. Nice. You're making good progress. Your form, the light in your eyes, I think you've certainly improved in all aspects. I dare say, you've had a change of heart too. Yeah, I do feel a tad more comfortable than I did before. Alright, class. Here's a new task to help you learn a lot on how to break your enemy's morale. The moment you shrink in front of your enemies, you've already lost. So don't. It doesn't matter how many there are, or how threatening they look, yeah? Take me, for example. Have I ever turned tail and fled like some milksop, no matter what enemy we were put against? I don't think you ever have. Leave it to the nerds to waste their time coming up with strategies and what have you. Listen, there ain't a problem in the world you can't solve by boldly rushing in head first. Ishmael and Otis would have boldly rushed in head first to shake him by his lapels if they'd been there. Here's what I think. None of you got enough pluck. That's why neither of you could say shite against those buggers back at the assembly hall. Am I right? Shichun maintained her silence, the old scar of her pride growing sore again. So let me help you grow some backbone. Nice, okay. Try getting mad at me. No need to shrink, lad. Stand proud. Well, okay, but how could I... Don't worry about offending me, yeah? I can take it. Unlike you two, I've built up enough thick skin for all kinds of insults thanks to my years in the back streets. I'm bloody invincible. Oh well, shut up, Heathcliff. Good lad. You're hardly even a teacher, man. This class sucks. All you're doing standing around and trying to look cool. Ooh, that one's gotta sting a little. That's it, you little shite. It's what I would have said back in the day. And I probably would have struck you with this hammer. I mean, my club. That's actually really nice. He got a hold of his anger issues. But I've changed too. And so did you. I can see that fire in your eyes has grown. Remember this feeling, yeah? I will. Now let's practice. And it looks like both of you have the perfect sparring partner in each other. Grab your weapons, the both of you. You mean us? Me and Shichun? I grew my backbone by getting into fisticuffs with the boys during my backstreets days. They break my arm, I break their legs in return. See what I mean? Is that what besties is supposed to mean? Shichun asked with considerable confusion. Well, let's do this, I guess. You don't want me to go easy on you, do you? I don't. Okay, I think I gotta control Sinclair. Whew, okay. Oh wait, no! It's automatic. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Growth. Wait, hold on. Awesome, a powerful swing. Okay, I get that. But what growth? Deal 80% damage dealt by this can stagger the target. Whoa. And also 1000 health? Sinclair, why aren't you like this when you're in Sinner mode? How? Nice.
지도자라면 동료를
Oh my
포기하지
god,
않아.
that was so fast. We didn't even see the ending move. Holy shit. Alright, good enough. Bloody hell, lad, that was much closer than I thought. No, that was not close. No, that was not. Good match. Good match. Jeez, don't most people usually lose steam the longer a fight gets? What the heck was that at the end? I didn't see it. I leveled Shichun so good. I didn't even see it. The two of them clashed with everything they learned, with all they learned up to the lessons began. I thought for sure that Shichun would come out on top, without breaking a sweat, given that Sinclair wasn't using an identity, and that the tough training Shichun had as a family hire candidate, but perhaps thanks to the Night Drifter's teachings, or thanks to that mark on his forehead, I saw a glimpse of Sinclair. I'd only seen a few select mirror worlds. Oh, are you alright, Sinclair? Oh yeah, it's not like we're going at it with real weapons. And the fight ended before it got any further, thankfully. So I'm not hurt or anything. I'm feeling a bit of a fever on my forehead though. It seemed like Sinclair noticed the single yet clear red line that appeared on his forehead. I want to see the animation! I didn't see it, it was so fast. And I don't have control over it. Man, it's not like anything bad happened when that mark manifested back in La Mancha land, but considering that Damien and Rim were the only other people who'd ever shown that mark, I couldn't help but worry a little. Hey, you ever run away from home before? Where is this coming from? Going by the way you're acting, it's clear to me that you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tell me that your life hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. I wouldn't call it running away from home, more like I left home. Because I didn't have a choice. How did that feel? Like I was melting away into nothing. I suddenly had to face a whole terrible world all on my own. And that was so overwhelming that, well, I'm sure you can't quite commiserate. You've been on the top of your game your whole life after all. I did leave Daguan Yan on my own volition, but if I'm being honest, and here's something I've never told Wei, I felt unutterably lost. There was so much I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us were that ready for the world when we left home. I feel just as lost back home though. Ah, and there's Heathcliff too. He also left home some time ago. Some time ago we paid a visit to the manor he grew up in. Heading home must have been pretty exciting for him. You have no idea how much of the journey back he spent gussing up and trimming his hair. Something just came up. Class dismissed. Aw, Heathcliff. I need to do something. Hold on, I need to drink water. My throat's been fucked up ever since I've been talking for like, what, 3 hours straight? Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I just ate. So, are you going to teach us any techniques? It's only been a few days since your training began. Yet. My other martial arts master would teach me their secret techniques. So that's what got you two pouting all lesson. Hooey! Now that's some good wine. Alright, very well. I'm in the mood. Let me teach you a useful trick. Really? Tell me, what did I teach you to do as you swung your sticks? Forget all those things and put pressure on me, and face nothing but myself and my movements. And that's the only start of it. First, emptiness of sound. The slight friction from the tips of your toes, the ruffle of your clothes, your breaths, erase them all. Erase every ripple you echo and leave upon this world. The Night Drifter stands before us, but his presence becomes as hazy as mist. Despite the wild movements, we hear nothing. Second, emptiness of form. To have a form is to provide your foes with clues to predict your next move. Forget the weapons in your hands, forget your structured forms, break the mold, become the flow. Let only your will remain. Randomness seeps into his movements. Unit all until all semblance of pattern becomes lost. There was something clownish about his unpredictable movements, but they were also so hypnotic and floaty that Yoshi Chun and Sinclair couldn't look away. Last, emptiness of mind. Try not to force the direction of your heart. Empty your desires and intentions both. Stab without thinking. Penetrate without gazing. Both Xia Chun and Sinclair's necks were marked with small imprints of the twig that pressed their skin. And Zilu, who had been standing next to me all along, had leaped a small distance away, seemingly deep in thought. My neck hurts too. I guess I wasn't spared from the lesson. I wonder if this fits that saying Yi-Sang utters from time to time. To lose one's nose with eyes open. Immerse yourself. Make fuck. Immerse yourselves. Make sure your descent is slow and gradual. We've been focusing entirely with the self your swigs thus far, so you should find it quite easy to reach the state of emptiness of mind. This. Didn't I just say that one must take it slowly and gradually? To empty your mind already. I'd have taught you my everything had you entered under my tutelage long ago. Am I doing this right? No, wait, I need to relax some more. So our new hierarch has found herself a clue in the emptiness of form. What technique is this? This. It's all just movements at the end of the day. I find it entirely unnecessary to give them those flashy names. A truly secret technique should come without one. Yeah. Well, it's still supposed to be our ultimate move, right? Wouldn't it be more official to give it a name? Huh. Well, in that case, ooh-wee. Some good wine indeed. I guess I'll go with something like Plastered Sleep, Unrestrained Ripples. That name sucks. The class comes to an end with an ultimate move that was probably named in haste. Zilu, who had been observing the class from a distance, approaches the Night Drifter. It's been a while since I saw someone give a lesson like this starting from its very fundamentals. Only can find one pupil willing to slowly learn from the very fundamentals in a world of infinite technological advancements like the Veil. I'm only fortunate enough to have found 2 pupils who are indeed willing. Your gait, your tone. Were you among the 10 Blades of the East? Now, yeah, I knew it. He was Pinky. Now, it seems entirely unnecessary for you to dig, as I don't quite recall putting anything on your tab. Put your futile questions to rest, for I have no answers to give. The past is like smoke. I've long emptied any history worth delving into. Keep them... Well, I'm supposed to teach this class, but... honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. It's not like I can suddenly teach you guys to hear the fathoms of other people's hearts. Yeah, it's not like we can suddenly have a heart-to-heart out of nowhere, right? And that is precisely why I have installed this box called Messages from the Hearts by the door here when the lessons first began. Messages from the Hearts? The great strength of Messages from the Hearts is its anonymity. Here, people can anonymously share the concerns that they have been eating away at them without the fear of judgment. Oh, it's literally just a box that you put a paper into. Wow. Yes. Seems like a great idea. I can see how everyone can be more honest about their feelings behind masks of anonymity. The box is quite heavy. It seems that everyone's been making quite liberal use of this. Let's see. The one on the bottom has to be the first message. See, and it says... Oh, I gotta ask, do those consultations even do anything? Does this mask of anonymity even do anything? Also, what's the point of these messages anyway? If you got to whinge at their face. Well, I ain't much got else to say, so I got one. My neighbor next door keeps making weird noises at night. So do something about that, yeah? Something about a smoking head over and over again. Point is, it's been getting on my nerves. And that doesn't get taken care of in a week, I'll deal with it my own way. Deal with it how? It's all just personal grievances. Let's see what the next one says. Who dares harrow the executive manager with such useless, weak-minded complaints? If you're going to continue wasting the executive manager's precious time and cause them trouble, I will personally hold you responsible for that blunder. Best prepare yourself for the consequences. Oh wow, it's like she's right there, speaking right into my ear. Never thought written words could cause hearing damage. Moving on. I don't know if it's just me, but someone's probably been spying on these papers, huh? I've got proof too. I folded this piece of paper up into a padlock knot shape, but whoever spied on it did a pretty bad job of replicating it. Oh, and another thing. My compass disappeared. It's the compass I got for surviving the hellish depths of the Belmorte trenches. We're going to have to re-establish some house rules soon. A theft report? Did one of you steal her compass or something? Nah, no way. We never steal from each other, no matter how hard things get. Something troubles me. Oh, finally! Someone finally submitted a real concern here. Was it the Type A wire that caused the explosion, or was it caused by replacing the clamp part from the shattering key? The likely answer would have been found. Do not concern yourself with this message. Well, that's that, I guess. Look, I felt like I should really share this with everyone. Oh, this one might be something serious for once. I can't just let this slip away like nothing happened, you know? Yeah, I'm talking about the incident that happened aboard Mephi some time ago. I remember how someone smashed an alarm clock against Dante's head while they were sleeping. Wait, what? No one ended up figuring out what happened there, right? You're gonna have to bring me up to speed on this one. Yeah, I don't know exactly when it was, but there was this loud shattering noise at night, outside at night. So we all ran out to see what happened, and no one managed to find any credible clues, so I guess we just let it slide. Anywho, Dandy said they were a-okay, so we just moved on from it, but I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. I saw Greg's bug arm. So here's my guess. What if he happened to lose his balance while carrying that alarm clock with his one hand? You know what I mean? I'm trusting the anonymity of this thingy on this. Gregor, he wouldn't. The alarm clock. Oh, it's gonna be the story. The alarm clock, broken due to the shock of the time of the incident, was pointing precisely at 22:32, and at that hour, only two individuals were awake for the night watch duty. Guys, this is turning into like a whole investigation. Around 2022, one of the two individuals were on the right. I think it was. Yep, Miss Faust, and one of them. Oh, hey, Dante. Didn't you have a brief conversation with Faust that morning? Now that I think back on it, I did have a talk with Faust that day, briefly. Faust made a few criticisms on my command style, and she was right. But I pretended not to hear you because I didn't have anything to retort with. Don't tell me Faust actually held a grudge against me for that. So fellas, I don't think anyone noticed this, but I noticed the dusting of cigarette ash through the shattered alarm clock. As you know, Manager Bud, there's only two among us who smoke. But one of them stayed put in his own room, you know what I mean? There's a witness too. Unless that witness is a cowardly liar, I'm sure that she will come forward and tell everyone exactly what happened that night. Ha! I shall prove unto thee that I am no cowardly weaver of lies. In truth, among numerous cosplays I had wished to accomplish, was the duo of Captain Scorps and the One-Eyed Navigator. Aha! To explain the lore of Captain Scorps to tell me if verily. Oh my god, she was the one who threw the clock and had the fucking compass. Very long read. as the possibility of procuring a scorpion arm proved more dubious than one could have expected, and thus I convinced young Gregor to join forces with me, to cosplay together and capture our glorious forms and photographs, though it was a pity he had no pipe, but only a cigarette between his teeth. And young Ishmael's compass was to be the captain's trinket, and for that purpose I had briefly borrowed it from the room. Oh, woe is me, for I regrettably spilled an entire can of tuna, another prop, and the compass was swallowed by its greasy juices. The tunny aroma lingers still. I beg thy forgiveness, Manager Esquire, sub. You're not supposed to apologize to me, you should apologize to Ishmael. Well, at least now we know who took Ishmael's compass. Frustrating. TC. It's just like a code. Sinclair, translation please. Yeah, trying to parse it from the written text is usually way harder. I normally try to read the speaker's tone and general context of her words, so... Unfortunately, the plot thickens. Guys, are we actually going to try and find the culprit? Nausea bubbled inside me like I'd been reminded of a persistent itch that I managed to forget. It's like someone shoved a tuning fork in my head. Guys? Alright, that's it, Clockhead, read up. I'm going to confront the sod and tell it to stick there's something bugging him instead of whinging in his sleep. Now where is he? Nice, Heath. I mean, it looks like this anonymous person trying to get to the bottom of this. Dante. I fare you well. It is I, the sinner first in order. Apologies are in order. Ever since the incident, I could hardly lull myself into a restful sleep. In truth, it was none other than myself who pummeled your head with a clock. To explain this, I must first explore the worry not about what exists no longer. I will not embark on a malequent ascribing of excuses. I read before you in shame and express my willingness to accept any punishment you see fit to dole out. I seek nothing but your forgiveness. I can't believe the culprit was seized. I mean, that sinner. Good thing he fessed up, but doesn't something feel off about the whole thing? What if he just trying to take the heat? But it seems to me that sinner number one doesn't want to share the story any further. Maybe it's best we not dig into it unnecessarily. Oh, hello Dante. I was taking a walk near here and when I found this piece of paper somebody tore off, so I'm returning it here. Hope it finds its way to its original writer. Thus returns number one sinner's paper. This has to be the key to resolving this case. I hurriedly unfurled the paper. The truth of what transpired. You ever found yourself wondering if that crackling fire, like the thing on top of the mattress head, is hot like real fire or will not give off any heat? Curious, right? Don't worry about it, Yisang. It's not like we have any other way to tell other than touching it ourselves. Indeed. Unproven phenomena cannot be confirmed without direct means of observation. They're asleep. They must have been pretty tired. Indeed. The ticking noise has shrunk in volume. It seems that we have just shared a thought. What if we were to just quickly check? Will the manager sleep? Gulp. Perchance the sound of phlegm sinking past my gullet makes far too much noise for this task. Yeah, well, I'm just finding out how loud my heartbeat can get. Huh. Isang? The alarm clock next to the manager. It's about to go off. You have a minute at most. I shall interface with the timepiece. Look at you rats played out Frank. Oh! Ah! That is indeed the full tale of what has transpired. Under the lens of hindsight elimination, it would almost appear that I am making a secret accusation to a fellow of mine. It would be easier on my heart to simply assume the entire weight of the culpability myself. And that is where it ends. The culprit was right under our nose the entire time. Aww. Sorry, Dante. I should have been upfront about it, but Otis was so adamant about utterly punishing the culprit that I couldn't bring myself to, you know. Can't deny that. Tell you the truth in time. Tell you another truth. I think I might have an idea as to why I've been made a student alongside Miss Shichun. There must have been something that the company was expecting from me, but it's just not showing up, so they must be making me take these classes to compensate for it. Everyone else is boldly facing their own issues and slowly overcoming them, while I'm still here, feeling like I'm stagnating in place. I've been telling them that my time's yet to come, but I don't know. I just get the feeling that that ship might have sailed for me already. It was clear to me that Sinclair wasn't just talking about physical training or his combat prowess. It's about something more than half the sinners had faced and were facing up to this point, about his past and the past that lies ahead. The guilt and the pressure of having failed to confront it. It was never going to be easy for him to let go. I don't think anyone's got the perfect idea of how the whole trajectory of their lives is going to be. That's why we're going all on the bus, isn't it? You know, you can just shout at me, get my act together like Heathcliff does. Oh, I will, if I have to. Whatever that was. You guys managed to talk it out, huh? All I heard from that was ticking noise. Sorry about that. What that he said was, hey, don't bother. I just needed a quick glance at that look on your face. I feel that tick-tock in my heart. And thus the curious case of the alarm clock came to an end. So, what do you guys think Ryoshi was trying to say? Two culprits. Guy with nightly nightmares and my translator. I see. Sinclair and I sat there for a moment, absorbing the awkward silence. Oh, that's nice. Finally, the 30 days of lessons were completed, and the day of the final exam was upon us. Everyone came out to bid good luck to Xiachun on her way to the final exam. My lady, I have nothing but absolute faith that you will be able to complete this final exam, just as excellently as you have all the others. It is most unlikely you'll be facing off against a skilled foe from the Shu or the Shi family. Of course, you will doubtlessly wipe the floor with them. I have taught you all that I know. I hereby give you permission to leave this boot camp. You got this, Shichun. Guys, you didn't have to come all the way out here to see me off. Still, I have undying faith that you will emerge victorious, my lady. However, Shigong and I have also prepared about 21 alternative solutions in case something goes awry, so please don't worry yourself too much. Do you have faith in me or not? Hold on. They're gonna fight, so I brought crackers back from when I ate dinner, so not sponsored. I took Grahams. Listen to this. Yeah, I just cracked them from inside the packet. So I get to have snacks while Shichun does her thing. Upon our return to the classroom, we were greeted by an unexpected guest. It's her. Didn't you call off your engagement or shit? You're not welcome here anymore. Must be very nice to be Shichun. To have so many teachers and from all walks of life helping her out. It had been a while since we last saw She Bao Chai, which was during the regular assembly. What are you doing here, big sister Bao Chai? I couldn't stop myself from paying you all a visit out of pity. If only Shichun and Bao Yu both smiled on like nothing had happened. Our blossoming years would have been peaceful still. Big sis, please stop talking to me like that. Oh, so shocked. Wait, oh my god. That's the first time he said no. I didn't know you could even say such a thing. Bao Yu, it has always been this way. If a fruit has finally ripened, we have to seize it and taste its juices before anyone else. We can't just let go. We can't stand emptiness. My brother couldn't. My parents couldn't. But you, who was born and raised on the very same soil we were, how do you walk so softly, so lightly? I don't. My footsteps are no longer light. Every step, every sight I behold in my eyes, as the gaze go by, fills me with abundance. I'm only trying to accept everything as it is, without asking for more or less. But how could one do nothing but watch, when we're surrounded by such fragrance? What more do you seek, Vixis? I want to be closer, that my hands may reach you. Have you already forgotten who had sent you the guest lecture? Shichun's palanquin isn't headed to the exam site, is it? No, it's not. It's heading to Big Sis's Huanqin's exam site. Blasted scoundrels! I must hasten after the palanquin before I lose track of them. Wei sprinted outside even before Xiao Chai finished. A trap, huh? Fellas, shouldn't we also get going? Calm yourselves for a moment. Qigong swiftly came between us, clearly having taken a gauge of the situation. It's been too long since the palanquin has departed. It's better to move based on concrete evidence, not urgency. Though, a beast seems to have chosen the latter. I think I heard the faint sound of hooves coming from the direction Zigong was glancing in. So this is what you've chosen. Yes. The exams you've taken thus far were all meaningless lies. I could have shared this earlier, but I decided to follow my own heart, as you have decided to follow yours. Bao Chai smiled sweetly. So, now, what fragrance do you smell from me? I smell nothing. Xu Bao Chai left the room, wordlessly upon hearing that reply. Damn, okay. Shit, that was cold, Honglu. Didn't know you had it in you. Holy shit, that was cinema. I do kind of feel bad for Bao Chai. She does love Honglu, but Honglu doesn't love her back. Aww. But good on you, Honglu. Yeah, my Limbus company forever. Well, that happens. I'm gonna snap. I like Graham. Well, sorry, fuck. A terrible jest Jie Yanshin plays, down to the very last day. Too much time has passed already. I have already given her clan, including Wei, instructions to keep their eyes on the palanquin, as I have observed such strangeness from the palanquin bearers. Yet there are many places to which one may covertly kidnap the family hierarch. Still, we have to. Your heart is still in a rush. I do not mean to imply that we will abandon her to fate. Look, I have selected a few places on the map with the highest probabilities of being their destination. As the time is not on their side, the Heisho packs on your team will have to mobilize separately to explore all possible options. Among them, I aim to send you toward this place. Indeed, the glorified internment camp of Hongyan, now shut down. Ping'an Residential Support Zone. It is a policy Jia Yanshun and the former Jia Mu pursued. The policy was indefinitely tabled and the zone was closed off, as many voiced reluctance to pass it, but find it hard to believe that Jia Yanshun would admit defeat so easily. It is a secluded place, perfect to secretly bring harm to the family hierarch, not to mention the symbolic value it carries. I hope she's okay. Have some faith in your pupil. You have taught her to the best of your abilities, have you not? I trust that she will be able to fend off for herself until our arrival. Yeah, we trained really hard for the entire month. The only reason Jia Yanshun would employ such under-the-table tactics is because she knows that the fair match would not be in her favor. So, let us yank her hand from out under the table and make her regret it. Yeah! Let's put our bitch faces on. Let's go. I'm ready. Okay, stages. We ball. Oh fuck, wait. I ate a greyhound, hold on. We heard ourselves along the winding passages of Hongyan. At first, I thought we might have been able to move faster had the Mephistopheles had been here with us, but walking through the winding, irregular paths reminded me of why the palanquins were a thing in Hongyan. Already. Upon our arrival at the location, Zigong pointed out to us. Something emerged from the dark. A figure, no, two, four, a small platoon of shadows. Ah, damn it, we're surrounded. The snakes! The shadows slithered into physical form, lapping their purple serpentine arms at us. A sea branch of the Haechopax. They don't belong to the family hierarchy. Oi, what now? What do you mean, what now? We can't sit here and waste any precious time. Come on, let's fight our way out of this ambush. Ain't that usually my thing to suggest? Fighting's all about morale. Looks like the classes did have some effect. Sinclair's right. We don't have any more time to waste. Yep. Let's fucking go. You're not the only one with snakes in your company. Limbus Company, Lord of Hongyan, Hong Kong, go, charge forth. Combo, combo, one more combo, one more combo. Wow, wow. Done. Dusted. Didn't even stand a chance. I love Faust. I can't wait to get Umasang and get 4 S3s in one single attack. Also, something I noticed, whenever he retracts his arm after S3, that's a basketball. Why did they follow a basketball for that?
무상한 목숨.
Boom, 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 boom.
불끈한 지원을.
Why aren't you better? Why aren't you the Sichun I trained? You worthless imitation. The first thing I noticed upon entering the room was that it was hot and muggy with the heat of battle. Also evidenced by the corpses of Sea Branch Heisho from torn wildly about the room. Who's that? Whoa! Way! Oh my god, you are way cooler than I imagined, madam. A bloodied beast rises ponderously from the ground, gaze rising to meet ours. Wait, wait? Hold on, his eyes. Something's definitely off here. He's not looking at us, he's... Rosia gets cut off abruptly, having noticed that something didn't feel right. Away. Away with you. The Who's intermittently kicked the ground with anticipation and aggression. What happened here? Did the Heisho make to the exam hall? Limbless snakes. Their trespass. Your hideous coils. I will crush them to mulch under my hooves. You're way, right? He's completely lost it. I'll ground your filthy scales to dust. Oh shit, okay, we gotta fight him. Fuck. What the fuck? Burst, 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 burst! I could get... What the fuck? I feel like I'm getting violated. Oh, I think I forgot to equip Ego. My bad. Who's gonna...
이거리면 충분해. 너한텐
Crit, 3U's. Fuck yeah! Fuck him up! Good, good. Just a little bit more. Oh, staggered. You're done for. I have my Faust S3. You are done for. Oh, 400 damage! 1 billion damage! You're dead! Hi. Are you alright? My lady. She's in there. Please. You must. Hey, listen, buddy. You're not looking so good. That nasty wound Leihen gave you is starting to bleed again. Yashichun's Heisho will be here soon. Stay here and wait for their arrival. Oh, don't you worry about the thing, Mr. Wei. Shichun's just gonna be okay. Totally. Did you already forget who taught her? If only she hadn't chosen me then. She could have achieved such heights. She could have risen much higher than where she is now. Or where she now stands. Wei's eyes shook restlessly, lost in the streams of past. Yeah, don't Don't you know this already, Mr. Wei? Xixun became the hierarch to transform Hongyan into a nest that serves its lowest. Yay! Good ending. Finally. After 3 years of Limbus company. Well, 2.5. Oh, bullshit. Oh, man. It's a scripted event. It was you. Your big sister won Shen's final exam. If you were going to kill me anyway, why didn't you just take me out from the get-go instead of wasting all that time teaching me, pretending to be my master? I would hardly deem the hours spent in joy as wastes, would you? Well, I'm not even surprised. Daguanyan's full of the backstabbers anyway. Do not ever trust anyone who approaches you first. It's a saying that has saved a lot of lives in Hongyan and the city. Normally, those type of people wait until my guard is down to strike. You had plenty of opportunities to kill me during those classes. I gotta say, I forgot a bit of my edge when I was swinging those attacks, those sticks. The one who hired me handed me, along with my payment, a silken bag of dried wolfsbane powder. So you were hired to poison me, why didn't you? Why would I use that to claim my pupil's life, when I could use it to pay off my tab and buy me a few bottles of high-quality wine at the local kazan? Which I did. They're precious enough to sustain 3 generations of family, eh? What? My life, thus far, has been one of rivers and footpaths, drifting hither and thither as the currents took me. A meaningless life of having gained nor left behind nothing. And wouldn't you know it, this kid who has just become the next hierarch, for the first time in the history of family hierarchs I'd seen, refused the true master of Hongyan. Those with vision for the future of Hongyan, would grip the land as though it belonged to them. And Hongyan, trapped in the grasp of a series of intrepid individuals, grew dark and suffering. The other pupil, who initially seemed to have just been included in the lessons as nothing more as an extra, might as well have forced the lessons out of me. After a while of frolicking with the bumbling hierarch and a particularly nasty pupil, it seems that I shared all that I know with both of you. Hey, despite the present circumstance, my lessons have all been without a speck of falsehood. Come then. Never once I had thought a pupil would fall at such a place. And if you do, I don't suppose you were a pupil of mine anyway. Oh shit! Oh my god, it's the final showdown! Let's go! What? Fifth form? Oh my god! Xixun, wait, hold on! Wait, give him some time to breathe! That is so cool, hold on. Fifth form! Oh my god. I'm so proud. That's the thing that killed me. Oh wait, no, not me in particular, but the thing that killed Hong Lu when I fought him. Oh my god. Why isn't my Xixun like that? Why isn't Ishmael like that? We did it, boys. We did it. Oh my god, Gregor! MVP! Oh, more snakes! Oh wait, it's a dual battle. Oh, that's cool. What's that 29 clashing? I did that. I trained her. Xixun! Now that's impressively sneaky. So they're not Beast of Hongyan for nothing, eh? You just had to get in between me and my pupil's spar. Huh. Master, wait. You've been working for Jiayunshin the whole time? Haven't you known me long enough by now to tell? Brief as our acquaintance has been, my servant is to no one but the bottle. To have all 12 masters squeezed into battle when things were just getting started we're starting to get interesting. It's quite discourteous, don't you think? Yeah, and the master stabbing his pupil's back in her back, isn't? Just as Sinclair and the Night Drifter were locked in an argument. Oh, the Heisho beasts who followed us into the room swung their purple arms at Shichun without hesitation. The slithering serpent arm which suddenly extended into considerable length. Haven't I already given you a due complaint, my friend? Were stopped inches from Jiachun's neck by the Night Drifter's arm, biting him instead. Now that's a one-potent venom! I can feel it spreading through my veins! Listen here, snakes. Haven't I done you courtesy enough? Go back to your holes. I'll even give you an excuse you can give to your lord. Say that you had to withdraw, as the Night Drifter of the Drunken Palm got in your way. We serve the same client. Might as well let him take... Might as well let me take all the blame for your failure, hmm? But the Heisho words stood their ground. Fine. Didn't think you'd listen to someone who doesn't even hold your leash. Phooey! Too bad, too bad. Well, I suppose they should at least make it for a fairer fight, with all of our teachers being here and all. You... I don't recall ever teaching you to make a face like that in front of an enemy. Fine. It's not like stopping one attack makes you our ally. At least one of my pupils knows that she's talking about. Perhaps I shall open myself a humble guan here in Hongyan once this contract is over. Oh my god. Oh, Shichun is here. She can carry, trust. Oh. Good. There we go. What? 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 No way! Okay, thank god it's unbreakable coin. I would have been so pissed. No way, he beat that by one. Absolute dickhead. Okay. He was certainly a powerful foe despite the casual way with which he carried himself. We'd already experienced a hint of his strength then, when he invaded our room during the family hierarchy war and swiftly took out his target before leaving. So, there are slithering noises coming from above. More Heisho. We can't fight him in the C branch at the same time. But if we were trying to create a distance between us and where the C branch are waiting to strike us, the Night Drifter will definitely try to exploit the opening. Considering that we had to keep Shichun safe, we don't have to keep her safe anymore. She is goated. I wasn't sure how much longer we could hold out here. Is it hard to recall your training outside your lessons? Remember that your gaze is form as well. Your enemies will take notice if you don't stop constantly eyeing the door like a novice. See? The snakes have already mobilized to close up that exit. Ah, you're stalling until the Heisho packs of the family hierarchy arrive. Your strategies and thoughts are plain as day. I see, that's why. These snakes are so impatient to complete the deed and slink back into their holes. The Night Drifter produced another tree branch from his clothes and quickly cast it towards the doorway behind which the Heisho were gathered. And with a thwack, the heavy roof atop the large door is instantly crumbled, burying and blocking off the snakes from entering. It was as though he hit an invisible weakness of the brickwork. I thought I'd given you snakes enough warning to head back. What are you doing? Why? The bumbling hierarch's promise to bring real change to Hongyan has given rise to a certain intrusive thought that was put to sleep long ago. Once upon a time, it's just gonna storytell while we're in the middle of battle. A blade fiend of an infamous syndicate earned himself the hollow honor of joining the 10 Blades of the East. Yet what use is all that if he could not prevent his little girl from passing on before her old man on a restructuring day? The world averted its gaze from me, so I looked away in return. Leaving behind my rooms, my steel, I picked up a simple tree branch to be my sole companion as I drifted about the city. When I abandoned both my honor and name, all that remained was a life of living for the sake of living, nothing more. And I believe the same fate would doubtlessly come for the rotten land of Hongyan as well, just as it had for this used drunk, devouring it and the surging darkness as the sun falls yonder. Yet, doubt reared its head the first time. It is the rooster's cry that signals the night's end. Do you see? The sun rises, even in Hongyan. Listen well, for your final lesson begins. Emptiness of sound. Keep the venom within, and let it not leave your tongue. Emptiness of form. One who aims to bring change to these lands must do so without the knowledge of Kermer dungeons, too lodged in wicked traditions to see a better path. Emptiness of mind. In Hongyan, a land where just even the sky lies out of sight, do not let your mind be too transparent. Do not let the Heisho stray from your presence again, not even for a moment. Rule of fear is a detestable thing indeed, yet you will gain nothing by appearing like an easy mark. Yes, master. Then do what you must. It won't be very becoming of the hierarch of Hongyan to let live a fell assassin who dared make an attempt at her life. Shichun wordlessly tightened her grip around her weapon. Very good. Emptiness makes for such a pleasant sight, doesn't it? The Night Drifter grinned, having caught the encroaching scent of death.
다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을
No! No! She's doing the damage button. She went for the damage button. No, Shichu, don't! I actually started liking him, or I actually like him a little bit because of the voice I gave him. Please don't! No! Don't do it!
무형. 마지막은
No! Oh man. The Night Drifter stumbled. He smelled of pungent bitter wine. When the unseen dregs of old, cloudy wines settle and the bitter life is left behind. The clear, crisp waters shall spring forth, twinkling under the sun's apricity. No, not even a victory banner, no. It didn't show the victory. I did not win. It didn't show the ending victory. The incident was quickly swept under the rug as independent actions of an anonymous, unaffiliated assassin only known as the Night Drifter. As he was not registered to any kind of life insurance plan, his body was buried among the many unnamed graves of Hongyan. I hear that there was a rather unsavory incident at the most recent exam. I must say, it is unfortunate that no important blood has been spilled during it. A nameless, faceless man infiltrating the living quarters of Daguanyan. I can only be glad that he met a deserved fate. Anyone who was at the site could attest to the fact that my guests and I were assaulted by Heisho Sea Branch as well. If anyone is going to be held responsible, don't you agree that the blame should fall squarely on whoever decided to send the snakes to that particular location at that specific time, Big Sister Houyan Chun? Is that so? Yet they testified that their presence was only to eliminate the Drifter of the Night, whom dared sneak into Daguanyan. Earlier than your own Heisho Pat, even. Yeah, not only did they get me a new master, in your impatience to see my growth, asked that same master to harm me. You certainly outdone yourself, sister. He was nothing more than a boorish executioner of Hong Yuan. who was willing to do anything for money. I hope you won't be blaming your dear sister for the crime that man has committed independently, out of his own volition. Shichun, I believe this only reinforces my argument that the people of Daguanyan aren't the only people here who believe that you are terribly out of your depth for the task. But Yuan Chun, I've learned so much thanks to you. Rest assured, I won't ever forget those lessons. I understand that many of you may be unhappy or frustrated with me. But you know, that's an undeniable truth. That I am still a legitimate victor of the family hierarch war. Yeah, suck it, bitches. Sure, big sister Yuan Shun might know more about the details of Hongyan's administration for now. She might fill your pockets for now. But in the long run, you know what she doesn't have? Hongyan's best interest in heart. Inadequate I may be, but I am still the chief executive director here at H Corp, and you, dear big sister, are a temporarily visiting outsider from Q Corp. As its hierarch, I know exactly what Hongyan needs, and I will give my best efforts to bring my vision for this land to reality. A place where no one needs to live in fear. A place where one does not need to project fear. Yes, that is my vision of Hongyan for H Corp. Never would have known a month ago that our hierarch had such vast ambitions. She's really saying it. The four great houses and I, we ruled and knew this land like the back of our hands before you were even a fetus. Indeed, I can tell. I suppose that's why Daguanyan's growth never seemed to stop, while more and more people outside it seem to be falling to their deaths from their homes with every restructuring day. Don't you know the plastic nature of humanity? People will get used to the shadows when the heavens are shrouded. So if you won't cooperate with us, we will. No, I am not the one who needs to cooperate. I am the hierarch. Oh shit. Besides, your us is done. Respected members of the board, I believe I have clearly explained my will. Forget about all of your under-the-table deals, and vote with your hearts. You seem very confident, Shichun. In case you didn't know, winning those exams has nothing to do with your guaranteeing the results of the vote of no confidence. Oh yeah? I don't know. At this point, the vote seems more like a formality to me. On what grounds? Just a hunch. Not that you'd understand. Harumph. It's true. With how often she's changing the conditions of these tests and votes, we can hardly trust her to be consistent. Indeed. In stark contrast with the hierarch, who promised 30 days of return time and met it precisely on the dot, it is clear which one of them should provide more stability for administrative purposes. Thus, the vote of no confidence began. I must have just judged her in the past. She's not petty. She knows when to be serious. I think she gets a good grip on the gravity of war without being consumed with the fear of it. And she remembered my name. Aww. With her eloquence, strategic prowess, and boldness, I believe that the current family hierarchy is well qualified for her position. I also have faith that she will not ill-treat those of lower station than her. If she's got the handle of how to treat her heart of the smallest child, then I believe she has the capacity to tend the hearts of those larger as well. While I would be remiss to judge so quickly, she has shown remarkable change and improvement over a short period of time. I say she is someone of a rare talent we mustn't lose so easily. Shi Shijing, Shi Huazhen, Wang Zhao, and Wang Qishan. Omitted. She's been at the center of all kinds of fun. Entertaining events in the world as I lost and gained and lost and gained my neck. Just think about the amusement she'll bring us the family hierarch. And even Xu Pan, who shared his sentiments via a letter, voted against the motion of no confidence. Like I said, a mere formality. A state of crisis specifically refers to a situation in which the family hierarch is unable to perform their duties or is affected by serious physical harm or mental impairment. I am both sound of mind and body. I can handle all duties appertaining to the seat of the family hierarchy, which means that your services are no longer needed here. Not that they were, big sister. Don't you think you've more than overstayed your welcome by now? Here I was wondering what we were doing with this ragtag group of half-wit nobodies like your brother. I suppose you didn't spend the whole month lounging around. Well, we technically did. We played cards, we played D&D, or J&J, my bad. We played J&J, we beat up mannequins with a huge fucking toy hammer. I think that's it. We played with a kid, that's it. Oh wait, that sounds wrong. No, 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 no. We entertained the child with Ryoshu's help, so... You know? Pretty lax, if you ask me. Very well. Savor this little victory for a while. I understand that it was a significant endeavor for you to attain it. Be safe on your way home, big sister. And please do watch your health. You've always been a sickly child come winter, haven't you? Remember that the only way is down once you reach the peak. There goes the perfect opportunity to take control of Hong Yan. But our time shall come. Hong Yan without the Xianhuang worm will fall behind and get crushed under the wheels of progress. Then, nothing? Bao, you said that he smells no fragrance from me anymore. Don't let that linger in your heart, little Bao Chai. Crawling in the muck alongside those lowly plebeians must have dulled his senses. Am I even useful to you anymore? You won't come back. I can't make him come back. I understand that now, at least not. Come with me to HFQ Corp. Huh? But even my own family has cast me out. What can I possibly do? Have I not given you my word that I can make him return? The strategies of old say that one must stir trouble in the east and strike from the west. Now that trouble has stirred in H Corp, they will hardly have wherewithal to fix their eyes upon the goings of Q Corp. Then the time has come for your fragrance shall spread beyond H Corp to buy you. I trust that he will never sit idly by when danger threatens Jie Chun. But I have nothing. Poor little Bao Chai. Even you are blinded to the shadows cast by your own lamplight. Allow me to illuminate what use you may be to me. Worry not. I am your only remaining light after all, aren't I? You are. With Shichun watching us from an oddly bashful look. We prepared for our departure from Dangguanyan. Oh, look at her! Actual hierarch! Given that Mephistopheles still showed no signs of ever coming back, it seemed that we were to be assigned to various odd jobs around this area for a while, not to mention the news of distortions occurring in H-Corp. We're finally leaving this place for real, huh? Shichun, we'll be heading out soon. Yeah, whatever. Get your butts out of here, please. Don't even think about looking back. Look at her, such grace. Her fur coat and her crown, look at her. Shichun exasperatedly waves her hand to make us leave. Hey, if we ever get the haha Sinclair, see, you are banging my sister. Yeah, fat chance, I'm sure we've both had more of our fill of each other for this lifetime. Besides, I'll be too busy to go anywhere for a while anyway. Oh well. If you ever need our help, our line's always open. Hey, I'm the family hierarch. Who needs help with whose help now? Who needs whose help now? You truly wear authority well now. Speaking of which, you still have to stay here in Hongyan, don't you? Did you find a place to stay? No, not yet. Why don't you just stay here for a little bit? Instead of going out there again and risk getting scammed. Yi Hongyan's open, you know? Oh my! For all that, get out, go away, and don't even think about coming back. Seems to me you're pretty sad to see us go, aren't ya? Who said that? I'm just extending my generosity and giving you an opportunity to be more efficient. Remember your last attempt at finding a lodging here? The whole building melted away. Anyways, I'll let everyone know that your party is free to enter and leave Dangguanyan whenever you want, so use it if you want. After pelting us with that rapid-fire answer without giving us a second to reply, she whipped around and left to join Wei. Oh, verily, to be an educator of another was a task most daunting. Did the lass even teach a proper class? Don't tell me her class consisted of her showing off those figure collections and forcing the students to sit through another one of those obscure lore summaries. Ah, well, Heath, I sure hope you didn't let Sinclair completely walk all over you. I sure hope Rhoda didn't totally get shown up in her own area of expertise. That's, Oi! Smoky lass with the percent of abbreviation. How'd your classes go? Did you manage to teach him anything, or did you just abbreviate your way through the whole lesson? That's it? Man, speaking of which, I don't think I've seen you smoking in a while. NSFIFOK. Yeah, no smoking in front of kids. Remember you saying something how it's totally against common sense to smoke in front of a kid? Speaking of which, you had some awesome tricks up your sleeve, Ryoshu. Never thought you'd know how to do things like that. People learn when there aren't a need. People learn when there's a need. Ever since the classes begun, Ryoshu started looking far off into the distance with an odd expression. Sometimes, she'd hum a melody we haven't heard before. Bummer. We didn't get to sit in each other's classes. Would've been nice to see different sides of everyone. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about once we head back, huh? I really wasn't sure where I could possibly get started. Well, since Yichun has given us the option, let's head back to Yihongyan. You seem them off with surprising stoicism, my lady. Haven't you been repeatedly eyeing the departure date on the calendar over and over, with a look that could just as well as be mournful? Ah, gosh. That's because I couldn't wait to get those freeloaders off my back. Well now, that the excuse me, now that their company has departed, I suppose peace shall reign over Daguanyan for a while. My lady, I believe you are now prepared to stand alone against whatever trial comes your way. Yeah, I know. I should know that I'll carry the lessons that they've taught me in my heart for a long time. Yeah! The first happy ending! Somebody finally lived throughout the end. Well, except for the drifter, but hey, we got it! I don't know. Should I? Should I not? Should I wait? Well, I am doing a video, so let's try it. Let's go! Give me Isang! Oh, give me Uma-sang! Please! No!